Okay, we're live on the Jeffrey6 YouTube account.
Okay, cool. Is it unlisted or?
It's unlisted, yeah.
Okay.
Just let me know if you can see it.
I'm not able to see it right now. I'm in the Jeffrey6 channel under my account. Let me sign in under Jeffrey6.
It seems to be mixing it up with my channel a lot. Sure do hope I'm not streaming to my channel right now, because I'm logged in on the Jeffrey6 thing. No, it's not streaming to my channel either.
Okay, let me go to YouTube Studio. I'm not seeing anything in the Jeffrey6 YouTube.
Oh,
Wait,
it's live, it's live.
Oh, there we go.
I just want to make sure it's unlisted just so I can listen to the audio and stuff as we're talking. I just want to make sure it's unlisted just so I can listen to the let me play the soundtrack to the audio and stuff as we're talking.
Is monetization up?
I just want to make sure it's unlisted just so I can
Oh, monetization's off. Let's put that on so we can make money. Is monetization up?
Can you talk for a second, CYBERSHELL?
Let's put that on.
Yeah, does my voice sound okay up or down the volume levels? Let me know if I need to change anything. Yeah, does my voice sound okay up or down the volume levels? Let me know if I need to change anything.
Alright, great. We're ready.
Almost. Let me put monetization on real quick so we can make the. Okay, I think we're good. There.
Do you have the ability to make the live stream public, Ricardo?
I'm in here right now, and it's currently unlisted. I can make it public.
Yeah, we have... What time is it? We have 5 minutes, so I guess we can just wait to make it public in 5 minutes then.
Alright, cool. Let me... Here... How does it do that? So weird. Alright. Doc is open.
Remember to, like, write down donations and stuff, Ricardo.
Yeah, I have, like, the whole Google Doc from yesterday.
Alright, nice.
Make a little thing that says donations.
Can you send me the link to the stream just so I can have my tweet ready?
Yes, sir. Here you go. Here. Here you go.
Alright, thanks.
No problem. Alright, hell yeah. Alright, there we go. Yeah, let me know when you start it.
Alright, well I'm ready whenever
Oh
you
yeah,
wanna...
we still have 2 minutes, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. So you can just go live whenever you guys decide it's time.
I mean, you could just make it live and just give everyone a couple minutes to get in, if you want.
Yeah, we don't need to, like, start the debate the millisecond that it turns 1. For sure, we can wait for people to funnel in a little bit.
Let's do it at 3:59, which should be any second now.
Alright.
So you just have to get a solid minute for people to get in. Where's YouTube? There. Alright, I think we should go live now. I think it's a good time.
Alright.
Woo. Oh, am I supposed to put it public?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, let me do that. Sorry.
It's just so I don't have to go to another. I want to keep the Discord
yeah.
thing open so I can screen share it or have it open on the thing.
I got you.
Because I have to display capture and not window capture for some reason with Discord.
Alright, let's make this thing public. Public. There you go.
Oh shit, it's live.
We're live. Oh my gosh. It's happening.
Alright, I just tweeted it.
And tweeted it on Jeffrey6.
Yo,
Retweeted
people are
on-
showing up. What's up,
up,
Nintendo, Elwa, Lucas? How's it going? What's up, Gilly? A masker's about to happen. Exactly, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be so mean to CYBERSHELL already. It's a bit early, but
Right.
give him a chance.
Gotta be fair here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna wait for some fine folk to get in here. Let's see. Go in the control room.
I have like pages of notes on why Heroes is a bad game, and I have like nothing written down about why Sonic Adventure 2 is good. That's just all gonna come off the top of my dome.
See, I have like 2 notes of Adventure 2 and like 2 notes of Heroes. I just have nothing.
I had to refresh my memory. It's honestly been a while since I played Heroes, so I did it. I played Team Sonic and Team Chaotix, and that was enough.
I got to the end of Team Hero, and I got fed up with it because it's so bad. This is like the
He got
pre-show,
stuck.
guys.
He couldn't beat Final Rush.
Yeah, it's true. I couldn't actually. I mean, I got to the end of it eventually because Sonic kept clipping through shit and falling through the ground and dying. Wasn't fun.
Have we all made our community posts yet?
I'll make a community post right now. Yeah, guys, we're starting this. Like I was saying, this is like a pre-show. We're starting in a bit. We're just letting everyone get in and get ready.
Yeah. Just getting started, guys. Let's see.
Heroes is beast. I agree.
Let's see. Yeah, this should be fun. Wait, is uh-oh.
What a
Enabled? Let me refresh.
SA1 is better than both of them. SA1 is definitely better than SA2, but I wouldn't say it's better than Heroes.
I don't even understand. You're gonna have to help me understand this. Mark likes Sonic Adventure 1, but he hates Sonic Adventure 2. It doesn't even make any fucking sense.
If I want
guys.
to play as
They're-
Sonic,
it's like
okay,
the
I'm
same
leaving my
game.
thing. I'm leaving my points for. So you're saying they're both equal quality?
I'm not even saying they're equal quality. I'm just saying they're very similar games. Like SA2 is a distilled, refined version of SA1. Like I can understand preferring SA1, sure. I mean, but to like one and hate the other is just bizarre. I mean, you have to understand. You have to agree. Heroes is way more different than either of those two games. Like they had a formula. They were refining. They were tweaking. They were working on the adventure formula. Oh, no, let's just throw it in the trash. Throw the whole thing in the trash and start over with this new. It's not even a new
to
engine.
imply that it's like completely different. So it is. They're not complete. Heroes is like taking the adventure gameplay, realizing it's getting, it might get a little stale to do it again, and are just
So they just made it
going
even more stale.
No, we're going high. Saving it for the debate.
I'm trying to trick him into accidentally saying things. 'Cause
Saying
if you
all
say
my
a
points.
fact, you're not allowed to say it again in the debate.
All right. I don't think we have super chat. Yeah, damn. I don't know why.
You don't have what? Super chat?
Yeah, I don't think the stream has super chat for
Whatever.
questions.
All right, I'm ready. Whenever CyberShell stops shaking in his boots, I guess we can start.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to get this over with.
I am almost ready.
Guys, you have no idea what's gonna happen. Everyone in the chat, post right now hashtag Team CyberShell or hashtag Team Mark. Who are you voting for? Or who
Yeah,
are you
just
siding
vote
with?
now. Vote
No,
now.
I
in
mean,
the
who are you
Thrall
siding
poll.
with?
Don't even
No,
just
you-
preemptively decide who
No.
has won the debate. I mean, that's how most debates work, right? You just go in, already decided who you want to win.
Basically, yeah. See, I'm the underdog here. That's why it's necessary that I win in this.
All right, let me refresh. Hopefully that worked. It did not. Uh-oh. It's fine if it doesn't, but we'll do another one.
Oh, do you have super chat and stuff set up? No?
I just did it. We didn't have it set up before, unfortunately.
It should probably. If someone refreshes the page, I'm sure it's set up. So do you want to? Yeah. Okay. So do you want to describe how this debate's gonna work, Ricardo, before we get right into it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're the
definitely.
moderator.
Let me just refresh real quick. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. Awesome. All right, guys. Are we going to get started?
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Jeffrey 6 debate. Today, it's very special. It's not any normal debate. It's a different special one between two very different and special people. We have the very the best Sonic tuber of them all, the infamous, the legendary, the iconic, the sexy CYBERSHELL.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Splash Dash. Yeah, hello everyone, I'm here.
And in the other corner, we have Jeffrey 6 member, my very good friend, LS Mark.
What's up? Ready
And
to see him on
today, we're going to be doing a debate between Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes, two games that are very well liked and controversial as well in the community as of recent. There is a lot to go over here. I will be your moderator for today as these two duke it out. We have a couple things to go over real quick before we hop into the opening statements. Here's how things are going to work. We're going to have different discussions. We're going to have different topics that we go over in relation to each game. This can go from gameplay to story, etc. Everybody will get an opportunity to talk about that. If you want your question answered, if you have something that you want to ask one of the debaters, if that's the proper term, you can donate any amount of money and you'll be prioritized, and we will answer your question in the after everybody gives their closing statements. We will answer everybody's donations. So if you want to donate, we will answer your question, whatever it is. And without any further ado, we have no time limits. This is going to be a fun debate. It's going to be loose. It's going to be entertaining, and it should be a good time. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into our opening statements. We'll let our visitor kick it off. CYBERSHELL, take it away.
Sonic Adventure 2. What a concept. Honestly, I think it goes without saying that it's one of the most like widely revered and loved Sonic games ever made. I when I meet people, I'm an old school Sonic fan, okay? I got into it with the Genesis games. Those are like my classics. When I meet younger people, you know how often I hear that they got into the series from playing Sonic Adventure 2? It's just an absolute classic. It really was, in a lot of ways, the pinnacle of this series, the pinnacle of Sega before they had to throw in the towel and start, only making games for Nintendo and their competitors. So I really do feel like when you look at the series as a whole, the impact it's had, the creation of Shadow the Hedgehog, it's so much of Sonic, like the current fandom and, even returning fans, it's just like older fans. There's a lot of reverence for the adventure games, I have to say. This was still when people weren't as, hard on 3D Sonic back in the day. And I gotta say, I really don't. I mean, I'll wait until he goes before I really get into it. But I really just don't feel like Sonic Heroes lived up to the high bar set by Sonic Adventure 2. I feel like it just isn't. It doesn't have the same level of cultural relevance. It doesn't have the same level of reverence from fans. And ultimately, as I will get into in exhaustive detail, it's just not as good of a game, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I wish it was. I used to like hate the game because it didn't live up to my expectations. Now I look at it in a different light. Sonic Heroes does some things right. It has a lot of things going for it, but it doesn't measure up to Sonic Adventure 2. I'm sorry. It doesn't even come close. So it's to the point where it's like I wasn't even like, prepared to debate this because it's so self-evident to me. It's so obvious. We only decided we were going to do this debate like a couple days ago, which is why I don't even own a webcam. Otherwise, I would have bought one and got prepared for it. But I had to spend all my time replaying Sonic Heroes and remembering that it's not so good. And it's not. It's really not. And I'm excited to get into why, and making Mark very upset. So I want to hear you. I want to hear you explain from your perspective, Mark. What's so good about Sonic Heroes?
Oh, well, I'm gonna give my
Literally,
opening
you
statement
ended
first.
right on time. You ended like right when your 2 minutes was up. Perfect timing. All right, Mark, your 2 minutes for your opening statement begin now.
Sonic Adventure 2, revered wildly? Are you dumb or something? I have not seen a Sonic game that has had more of a shift in how people view it in the past few years. Right now, Sonic Adventure 2 is nowhere near a revered Sonic game. And you say it's like so many people had this introduction to Sonic with SA2. I would argue more people had an introduction to Sonic through Sonic Heroes. It was the first a mainline multi-platform Sonic game. It was on the PS2, the PC, the Xbox, the GameCube. So many people were exposed to Sonic through this game, including yours truly. I feel like things were getting so muddled with the adventure games, which only got worse with Adventure 2. Sonic Heroes was just the perfect back to basics, back to form. Sonic Adventure 2 may be ambitious, but it's very, very sloppy and shit. Sonic Heroes, it's just a consistently fun ride the whole time. And I can't wait to see why CYBERSHELL thinks otherwise, because I think we can all agree he's wrong.
No.
Do you forfeit your 50 seconds, or would you like to continue?
CYBERSHELL might need to like push as much details into his little speeches as he can. I don't need that shit.
Let me respond to this really quick. You say, I mean, yes, Sonic Heroes was the first like multi-platform, to go across. It was on PS2, it was on Xbox, on GameCube. You say that like it's a good thing, but it's not, because the most popular console was the PS2, and the worst version of Sonic Heroes was the PS2 port. So you see what I'm getting at here? It's like a lot of people were introduced to a very shitty version of a game, which is already not that good in my personal opinion. And I really disagree with the idea that it was getting back to basics. I mean, in a lot of ways, you could hear them in the marketing be like, oh, look, this is going to be more like the classic game, Sonic Heroes. But it really was more like taking everything they got going right with the adventure games and just deciding to throw it all out and start over from scratch.
That's just completely false to act like it's not going back to basics. It's going back to the level by level structure. It's bringing back the two acts and a boss system. It's what are you whoa-whoa-wadding about?
Level by level, like what does that even mean? Like
as in like two. After I said that, I said
okay, yes.
2 acts and a boss. What are you need to open
boss,
your ears, CYBERSHELL.
That doesn't actually make like. There's more to Sonic than having 2 acts and a boss. There's in Sonic Adventure 2 there are some stages that got brought out for 2.
You're completely ignoring the point I'm making. My point is,
do you really want to jump into this boss stuff? Because if you want to get into the boss stuff, we can get into that. Sonic Heroes doesn't even have enough bosses to go around. You insist on putting 2 acts in a boss. It doesn't even have enough bosses. You literally have to fight regular enemies after 2 of the stages. It's
that's
embarrassing.
2 bosses. That's 2 bosses in the full game. You're judging it off.
2 bosses. Okay, there are only like 3 actual bosses in the whole fucking game. There's like the egg bird thing, and then there's the egg bird thing on the blimp, the albatross, which is basically just a different version of that first boss. And then there's the egg emperor. And like the rest of the fights are against regular enemies and the other team battles, which are not good either.
Oh yeah. You know what I love doing? I love fighting random gun truck as a boss. Or how about that other random gun truck? What about fighting the
Excuse
egg?
me?
What about fighting the egg golem as Sonic? Oh, what about fighting the egg golem as Eggman? What a difference.
Excuse me. I personally prefer a little bit of variety in my bosses. You got the gun mechs. Yeah, they're not like, they do look all kind of the same, but I really believe, especially, you know, Bigfoot, those are underrated fights. You know why? Because using the boxes, using the bounce bracelet if you have, you can beat that fight in like 20 seconds. Do you know how long it takes to beat
no,
the
clearly
regular
Sega
enemy
thought the
boss
same
rush?
thing. That's why they made you repeat the same boss fight with Shadow, who doesn't even have a bounce bracelet. Sonic doesn't have a bounce bracelet when you fight Bigfoot the first time. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just talking out of your ass here. Did you play the
boss
game
rush.
before?
You can use it in the boss rush. And listen to me.
That's
listen
going
to me.
back
Okay,
to
you
it.
want to
That's
talk
not-
about You want to talk about repeating boss fights? Come on, dude. I mean, how about have to repeat the boss fight 4 times? Does that ring a bell? You're going to be complaining that Shadow has to fight a similar but technically different boss. Hotshot is not the same thing as Bigfoot. They look very similar, I'll give you that.
They play the same too.
I feel Bigfoot's a decent boss. Flying Dog is a decent boss. You can kill that super fast by climbing the wall and gliding into it.
Is that a good thing? The boss fight lasts 10 seconds? I mean, for me, it's a good thing because I don't want to play the game for very long. But is that a good thing? Oh,
I think it's a good thing. Yes, it is a good thing. It is a good thing that the bosses are skill dependent and you can beat them very fast if you're
skill dependent in Sonic Heroes.
You can 2-cycle King Boom Boo, who's a much cuter and more interesting boss than any of the stupid fucking... Look at him, he's a big fucking crazy ghost. I mean, come on. You got King Boom Boo.
Are you telling me you don't find the egg bombs cute? What?
You got the... Okay, fine. Well, let's go to something that we can compare and contrast. There's the fights against the other playable characters. In Heroes, what the fuck is going on? It's like a little Smash Bros. Ass minigame where it's like a gimped version of the multiplayer and you have to knock them off the map. Let me tell you, I'm unironically kidding. Both times I had to do that in my Sonic run, I didn't even knock the other person off. They killed themselves. Like, they just jumped off the edge and it was like, I don't even want to call it a glitch. It was too funny to me. But like, yes, I will admit, just cards on the table, the first Sonic Shadow fight and the first Tails Eggman fight in SA2. They're pretty whatever.
And the Knuckles Rouge fight.
No. The Knuckles Rouge fight is better than the fucking fights in Sonic Heroes.
No. That's not true. You're just running around looking for Rouge because the camera is so shit that you can't tell where she is because she's a little speck on the screen and you have to go and drill into her. But before you drill into her, it just bounces off her half the time and she just uses her fucking multiplayer actions that you can't tell when she's gonna use it. She's fucking... What, Ricardo?
Mark, just wanted just 2 things real quick. We got a donation from C. Nova. I hope I said your name right. Sorry if I did not. He donated $2 and said Sonic Adventure 2 is better to all of chat. While we will continue to debate this.
Debate's over. We won, gang.
While we will continue to debate this topic, obviously. We do have a little bit of a structure. While this isn't timed, we do have elements of the games that we want to go over so this can be a bit more cohesive. So as I mentioned earlier in the stream, we will be diving first into the gameplay of each game. Now that I've said that, feel free to debate amongst yourselves about the gameplay of SA2 and Heroes.
There isn't even a debate about it. Sonic Heroes is non-stop high-speed action gameplay and platforming.
Because there's shitty, slippery controls.
There's no slippery controls.
Oh, yes, there are.
No. The levels are completely built around how Sonic controls.
What the hell does that even mean? The levels are built around how they control in SA2 as well. I mean, here's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. You have
the debate wasn't about SA2. The debate was about you calling Sonic Heroes slippy. What are you trying to avoid the subject?
I am going on record. This is a fact that you can look up because I didn't bring it with me. But if you look at the engine, it is using a modified adventure engine, and it has double the acceleration, double the max speed, but it has not fucked with any of the other variables. That's why it just feels so shitty. And you can just turn on a... My source is I saw it in a YouTube video, and as a YouTuber,
the most highly reputable source. I saw it in a YouTube video. I'm sure that's true, CYBERSHELL. I'm sure.
Anyone watching this right now is watching a YouTube video, so you can't. They know what I'm talking about. And they know that I'm right.
Wow.
Anyways, the point is, this is really one of those things that's going to come down to, like, you know, what flavor of ice cream do you like? Because I truly believe the controls in Heroes are slippery. They are not tight and concise and precise the way that you can control Sonic in SA1 and SA2. I really feel he has a great level of control in those games. He always goes exactly where I want him to go. Never fucking boosting off of edges with my stupid Rocket Excel, which is a fucking situational move that doesn't even come out all the time when you want it to.
Situational moves. SA2, the fucking home of situational moves. I love my little jazz hands. What are they? Magic hands.
There are
Yeah.
some optional upgrades which aren't exactly very important, like magic hands. Am I going to pretend magic hands is the greatest upgrade in all of Sonic history? No, it's definitely not. But there are some upgrades which are mandatory, mind you, the ones that actually matter, like the bounce bracelet, which is a very good upgrade.
Oh, I love the bounce bracelet. I love the bounce bracelet.
Everyone
that I get.
loves the bounce bracelet.
The bounce bracelet.
Stop
The
pretending that
bounce
people don't like
bracelet.
the bounce
I'm not saying that. Let me finish my point. My point is that you get the bounce bracelet in fucking Pyramid Cave. There are like 2 more Sonic levels after that you can use it in. So don't act like
you can use it in the earlier levels.
I'm not going back to play earlier levels. I'm talking about the main campaign.
Because the game doesn't force you to do it 4 times. You need the game to hold your hand and make you replay it. That's the only way you'll replay
I don't mind
the
playing
stages.
Sonic Heroes 4 times because Sonic Heroes is fun throughout. But back to the slippery controls, which aren't even slippery. Sonic Heroes. What?
They are objectively okay.
They're not objective. No.
If you're in chat right
no.
now, just load up Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes. Just load them up both side by side. Go ahead and do it, and tell me, honestly, tell me, it is not harder to
Just
control
because
than
they're
that
not the
game.
same doesn't mean they're slippery. The game is completely built around how Sonic controls. And if you're crying so much like, well, I don't like Sonic games being fast or whatever, you can easily switch to Knuckles and stop your crying, who's a little bit slower.
A little bit slower. Let's go back to that. So playing as Knuckles and playing as Tails is a chore. It is an absolute chore, and it is constantly breaking the pace. It is a very segmented,
oh my
rigid
god,
game.
so dumb. You don't even have to play as Tails and Knuckles all that much. All you have to do is you can try to versatile. The main thing they want you to do with Tails and Knuckles is the combat and stuff. But if you're good at the game, and the game encourages you to experiment, if you are good at the game and can level up your characters, or can use the extra moves they give you, like the Rocket Excel or the Sonic Wind, you can defeat almost, I think there's 1 enemy in the game that you can't beat using Sonic. I don't even know where your complaint is coming from with like,
Let's
oh
go
no, I
back
have,
up
oh
to
no,
what you
oh
just
no,
said.
yeah,
I
no,
wanna
no,
know
no,
what
no,
you
no,
just
no, no. Let you let me finish. Whenever you, oh no, I have to come up to a wall
Get
and
this
turn
out.
into, I have to come up to a wall and turn into Knuckles for half a second. Oh, because people play the game like they come up to the wall, then they stop, then they switch to Knuckles, break the wall, stop again, then switch to Sonic. The way the game encourages you to play is to refine your run so it's just seamless. You seamlessly run as Sonic, switch to Knuckles, break it, and then immediately switch back to Sonic again to get back to the high speed.
Or maybe the
action.
game will just switch characters for you because it has baby mode
doesn't
little
do
gates which
that.
automatically change their characters. They're all over the game. They're in the fucking basically all the way up to the last level.
No, they're not in
practically.
the
I
last
think they only stop
level.
in like Mystic Man. They probably stop at level 10 out of 14.
That's not
And there's
true.
little
That's not true. They
monitors.
probably do. Sonic
telling you
Adventure.
the whole fucking
Sonic
game.
Adventure probably fucking is shit. Halfway
Let
through.
me just get
after
back to this.
City
You
Escape.
brought this up, so I'm going to compound on this. You specifically mentioned the combat focus in Heroes. And let me just tell you, that was a huge mistake. Sonic games don't need a combat focus. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are there hit points in my Sonic game? Why are there level ups in my Sonic game? Level up system is bad. It's bad for so many reasons. Let me start listing them.
What?
First of all, do you know how you level up your character? If you like kill a bunch of people as like the speed character, it doesn't level up the speed character. It actually levels up the other characters. You have to level up as like the opposite kind that you want.
It's encouraging
Or
you to
you
play
can
as
just play
another
as Sonic the whole
character.
time, like you said, and be having to like homing attack enemies like 3 times to kill
That's
them.
not
instead
fucking
of
true.
killing
That's
them.
not true.
Oh,
if
it's
you have
100% true.
if you have a fully leveled up Sonic, you can defeat
If
fucking
you, have, like,
almost.
you don't start with the
if
fully
you-
leveled up Sonic though. That's the
That
thing, dude. You have
encourages
to
you to
every
be
level.
good at the game.
Every
It
level.
rewards you.
You have
It
to start
rewards
at
you.
level
It
0.
rewards you for being
Every
good.
time you
It rewards-
die, it resets your level. And you'll be dying a lot in this game for reasons that are completely outside of your own
That's
control.
not true. It rewards you for being good at the game by giving you a more leveled up Sonic, therefore making it easier to defeat enemies. It encourages
fun
you.
when you
It encourages
start
you.
the
It
level?
encourages you to play well.
As a weak little bitch, you can't even. You have to unlock the ability to not be a piece of shit in that game. Every
That's
time you
not
start
true.
a level, you're a
If-
piece of shit. You do shit levels of damage. Tails' stupid attack can't even kill enemies. It just stuns them. It sucks. Yes, when it's fully leveled up, it kills enemies and it's pretty useful. But I'm still contending.
We have
The combat
CyberShell on
focus
record saying
was a
it's
mistake.
useful. It's pretty useful. Quote CyberShell 2021. in
If you
reference to
leveled up,
Steel.
which is a bad mechanic, objectively,
It's not
nobody likes
objectively a
leveling up.
bad
Why do
mechanic.
you have to level up in a Sonic game? Lay
It's
it down.
like
What are we playing?
it's like
Dark fucking
fucking.
Brotherhood.
You know what?
over
You
here?
know what? You know what?
Chronicles?
You know what? A level up could also be considered a fucking upgrade. Why don't I start Sonic Adventure 2 with the bounce bracelet? Why don't I start it with the flame ring?
Hey, remember
Like-
in Sonic
like-
Adventure 2, every time you die, you lose the bounce bracelet and you have to get it all over again? No, that doesn't happen because
Yes,
losing levels
because there'd
when
be
you
no
die
time
is
for that.
stupid.
There'd be no fucking time for that because they introduced it so late into the game.
let's talk about another.
Oh yeah,
stupid
let's
aspect
switch
of
the topic
stupid
when I'm
combat.
losing. Let's switch
No,
the
I
topic.
have so many things to say about the combat. We could be here for an hour just on the combat. So, let's talk about the team blasts. Is it fun to stop the game and watch like a 10-second long cutscene with no interactivity just to clear all the enemies off screen? Is it fun? Like, okay, here's the thing. The animation is cool. I'll give you that. Look, I'll give you that. The animation is pretty cool. Not fucking Chaotix one, but the animation is pretty cool the first time. It's pretty cool the first 5 times. Is it cool the 50th fucking time you have to stop the game just to watch a cutscene instead of like actually playing? That's the problem with the moves and heroes that Mark loves so much. They don't chain into each other. They don't have flow. They're all just stop. Let's stop and do a fucking tornado attack.
That's not the case. No, if you're good at the game, you can flow it together. That's the whole point. It's about refining your run and getting.
The tornado jump stops you when you use it. It's completely. It stops you in your tracks. Just like the combat stops you in your tracks.
No, it fucking doesn't.
Funnel you into a little hallway.
So many people
all the enemies
bitch
in this
about
room before you're allowed to
the
progress.
combat because they don't understand how it works. There's so many like intricacies to the game design that people just don't not understand. Like with Knuckles, like I was showing you the other night. If you mash the button as Knuckles, he will do quick jabs back and forth, and he'll constantly be moving. But so many people just hold it, press the button over and over again. And he like flings all over the place, and like, well, this is bad design because I want to focus on this enemy. If you want to focus on that enemy, you learn how the game works, and you just mash the button so he fucking focuses on that enemy. And the team blast. And the team blast
over here defending combat in a Sonic game.
And the team blast is like fucking. If you're gonna cry so much about using it, then just don't fucking use it, baby. It's like me playing.
I stopped using it because it was so boring.
So who cares then? If you're not using it, it's not.
Then why is it in the game? It's objectively.
It's for people who need help. It's for people who need help, and it encourages you to get rings.
Because that's another example. People who need help. The target demographic for Sonic Heroes was a markedly younger audience than the target demographic.
So CYBERSHELL hates kids?
2. What? Yes, I do hate children. If you're a child, I hate you. I just want to put that on the table right now.
Well, your audience is gonna unsubscribe.
Yeah, I know that's half my audience, right? But here's the thing. I just don't think that the combat in Heroes.
In SA2, yeah, I agree. It's not very good.
In SA2, you do a homing attack. The guy dies. You move on.
Oh, that's
you don't
so
have to stop to fight enemies. Okay. You clearly are a fan of the Werehog. Are we on the same page here? Because you clearly love fighting in Sonic games. You love stopping and having to fight and spend forever clearing out stages. So you clearly must love the Werehog.
No, the Werehog isn't fun.
He doesn't love the
No,
Werehog.
let me
combat's
finish.
only okay in my game.
Let me finish. The Werehog is only fun whenever you have him upgraded, but it takes so long. It takes hours and hours for him to be upgraded, and the levels are way too long. And here's the levels; they're only like fucking 4 to 5 minutes.
Being an unupgraded character trying to be stuck in a combat situation. I'm glad we couldn't agree more there, Mark.
But be a Sonic and stuff. Just be a Sonic and all
Sonic
still.
in Heroes
still
is dog shit.
well.
He is useless. He's fucking terrible.
No, let me tell you this. Do
you really think a good boss design is homing attack 400 fucking times until he's...
Let me say something, CYBERSHELL, you fucking idiot. So the regular egg pawns, they have 3 hit points. You know what happens in Sonic Heroes that people don't even know about? See, whenever you jump as Sonic, Tails and Knuckles jump with him. If you then jump into it and if you jump and homing attack an enemy, Tails and Knuckles will also homing attack that enemy.
You know how I know that happens?
No, shut up.
And make you fall to your death.
And they will hit that enemy, and they will do all fucking 3 hit points. Therefore, the enemy takes 1 homing attack.
Here's a big fucking if. If your useless goddamn fucking CPU-controlled teammates, which are useless, which are never ever where you want them to be, if they happen to have the stars align and they both homing attack the egg pawn with you, then yes, theoretically, that could happen. You know how many times it happened to me when I was playing? Almost never.
That's because you have to hold the button in for a little bit.
Yeah, you have to hold the button in. Just like Rocket Excel, you have to hold the button. You know what I love?
No, you don't have to hold the fucking
mechanics?
Rocket Excel button. I showed you this the other night. You just tap it, idiot.
Yeah, but your stupid teammates have to be behind you.
No, they
You know how horrible that is?
No, you don't. It's just more powerful if your teammates are behind you. Just like the fucking spin dash, where if you hold it in for a long,
that's like, mechanics are inconsistent depending on a CPU
I have to hold in
teammate.
the spin dash. Oh no, for it to do better. If I just tap it,
you were complaining about the spin dash in Sonic Heroes 2.
Yeah, but in Sonic Adventure 2, you don't tap it to do the spin dash. You have to hold it in to do the spin dash because it's fucking dumb. Because they mapped the roll button to the spin dash button.
There's nothing wrong with the slightly nerfed spin dash in Sonic Adventure 2 because it was overpowered in Sonic Adventure 1. No. I love the spin dash in Sonic Adventure 1. I'm not saying that it should be. There's nothing wrong with the spin dash in Sonic Adventure 1. I wouldn't change it. But it's clearly overpowered. Like, everybody knows that, dude. Nobody's trying to sit here and pretend that the fucking spin dash for Sonic Adventure 1 was perfectly balanced. It makes sense to do it the way they did in SA2. Right? To
But it
stop
wasn't-
to
no,
use it.
but that
Just like
wasn't
the classic
an
games. You had to stop to use the spin dash. It's not really asking that much, dude.
But that wasn't an intentional decision. They clearly just did it because they didn't want you to roll. They didn't do it in any regard to how SA1 was. They just didn't. They wanted to map everything to the same button. They had to create these dumb workarounds. You know what I love whenever I'm trying to do a move in Sonic Adventure 2 and I have to like look at the top right of the screen and go like, is this the move I actually want to do? And then I have to press another button. I have to press like the Y button to switch the B button mechanic. Why not
Talk
just
about
make the Y
pressing
button?
buttons
Why not just
to
make the
switch.
Y button do that fucking move?
How about having half of your fucking buttons on the controller are just dedicated to switching characters? How about that? And then you have to do everything. Oh, I want to jump and do my fucking, light speed dash. Oh, I accidentally did a tornado, and now I'm just stuck watching this animation for the next 3 fucking seconds.
Oh no, 3
No.
seconds. That
You know,
never
Sonic
happened.
Heroes is so much better. It has like all these different buttons, dude. It maps so much shit to the same button. There's so much context-sensitive bullshit in Heroes. I
No,
refuse
there's
to
not.
accept this as
No,
a
there's
point.
not. Like
Yes,
what? Like what?
yes,
You
there
said
is.
so much. Give me one other example.
Like, I just gave you one. I gave you a
I
different
said give
with
me
the
one
Rocket
other
Excel.
example.
I gave you 2. I gave you Rocket Excel, and I gave you
The
trying
Rocket
to do the
Excel is
fucking-
not context sensitive.
Yes, it is. It depends on where your stupid teammates are.
No, it doesn't. If you just tap it, it does it just fine.
No, here's
Yes.
the thing. It will. You never know if you're gonna get the stupid kick boost attack or if you're gonna get the full-on Rocket Excel. It's stupid. It's a bad.
Yes, you
move.
do know because if your teammates are there.
You had the SA1 spin dash, which is immaculate, and then it was downgraded into the SA2 spin dash, and then it was downgraded into not even having a fucking spin dash. Here's another thing let's talk about in Heroes. This whole team mechanic is dumb and bad because it doesn't allow for characters to use their abilities to their full potential. First of all, Sonic doesn't have a spin dash. Sonic does not have a spin dash in the game.
Sonic. I think we're forgetting the
And,
fucking
okay, I
mech
just wanted to mention
stages
that.
on treasure
Let me get into the
hunting.
thing I wanted to talk about, Knuckles. Let's talk about Knuckles. There are 2 iconic abilities that Knuckles has. Do you know what they are? It's gliding and climbing. He didn't do any fucking punching in the first few games. Like, it was like a flavor thing, really.
Yes,
Like,
he
you could
did.
punch out
Yes,
some
he did.
walls.
He
You could
punched
punch
the
out
wall.
some walls,
Yes.
but there was not a combat focus on the game. So let's look at Knuckles' 2 most iconic abilities in Sonic Heroes. How is this wall climbing? It's gone. It doesn't exist. There's no reason for it to not exist because I know he can fucking carry Tails and Sonic with him. So wall climbing is gone just because other power characters wouldn't have it, but they couldn't get rid of gliding. I mean, you can't get rid of Knuckles gliding. So what do? They got the dumbest looking fucking move, this skydive looking triangle dive, which is useless. I want you to understand, this move is fucking useless. First of all, it doesn't even make sense. Why would they even have that move when you have a flying character? Why would you ever need to glide? But they added it to the game. When do you use the glide move? Or when do you use triangle dive? How
Whenever
often are you
there's
using that move? I'll tell you
fans.
when there's a fan. There's never a time you just think, oh, this would be a great time to glide. No, you see the fan and then you glide. That's the puzzle mechanics in Heroes in a nutshell. You got the square peg and the square hole. There's never like mixing and matching. There's never using a triangle dive in an interesting way. No, there's the 2 walls right next to each other. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the triangle jump across this fucking thing, and then you can do the triangle dive when there's a fan. All these fucking bullshit triangle moves, none of them flow into each other. Knuckles is without his 2 most iconic abilities. Tails' flight is weirdly gimped. I don't like the way the flight works. Like, here's the thing. You have such a tiny amount of horizontal movement.
CYBERSHELL. I've got something to say. At least Sonic Heroes fucking lets you fly his Tails. He's not stuck in some dumb fucking mech the whole game.
You can fly Tails in Sonic
In the
Adventure 2,
Chai Garden.
in the Chao Garden,
Like,
yeah.
no. You don't get to actually play levels with him, though. You have to
So
be
here's
stuck in
the
a
bullshit
dumbass
here.
mech.
When you design a character who can fly, you have to make levels designed around characters who can fly. So obviously you have to have an entirely different kind of level. So what's the only way you can
Excusing
really
Sega.
realistically have that?
Excusing
Have a
Sega.
gimped, useless fucking fly power. And here's the thing. Fucking Tails, it's so funny because they designed all the teams, clearly. I mean, they did Team Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Like, they got that was the basis for the gameplay. So then all these other teams look so stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense that Rouge can carry Omega and that fucking Cream can carry Big the Cat. But just because Tails can carry those 2, like, it makes just think about it for a second. It's making Tails look like an asshole because he can barely carry these 2 guys who are the same size as him. Where you got Rouge carrying a fucking 10,000-pound robot, you got Cream carrying a fucking Big Cat. It's ridiculous. It
You're
just looks
so
ridiculous.
desperate for points that you're pulling up like, what is this video game thing act like a cartoon? What's
I'm
going
just saying,
on? Why does it have
it's
cartoon
clearly-
physics? I want to talk about how you fucking
All the
bitch.
power
I
characters
want to talk
have a
about.
glide ability,
I want to
but
talk
it doesn't
about.
make any fucking
I
sense.
want to talk about how you fucking bitched for ages about like Knuckles doesn't have his most iconic abilities. What's Tails most known for? What's in his fucking name? Tails. He flies. Does he have that move in Sonic Adventure 2? No. I was gonna hit my desk, but I missed.
Originally Sonic Adventure 2 is focusing on 3 kinds of gameplay, and you can see in the very first trailer they were only focusing on Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman. So let's talk about that really quick. You get to play as Eggman in Sonic Adventure 2. That is so much cooler than being able to play as a bunch of copy fucking pasted identical gameplay bullshit teams. There's quote unquote 12 playable characters.
Him and
in
Tails
Sonic
are just
Heroes.
copied. You're acting like Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't have repeated gameplay styles. Sonic is just Shadow. Rouge is just Knuckles. Tails is just Eggman.
Yeah.
At least Sonic Heroes gives you differences. At least Sonic Heroes gives you slight differences between each character. Each unique team has different moves. Omega's moves are different from Knuckles' moves, which are different from Vector's moves, which are different from Big's moves. Espio can run on the walls, and he has the little invisible attack. Amy can swing her hammer in the
attack.
What do you do? It avoids
Why would you
enemies.
want to go invisible? Oh, I'll tell
It avoids
you why.
enemies. It avoids enemies.
Why would you want to sneak past enemies? What am I playing, Metal Gear Solid? Oh, I'll tell you why.
You're
that
crying
move's in
about the combat.
You don't need to sneak past enemies. You can just run past them. Except you have to sneak past enemies if you're playing some of Chaotix's terrible fucking mission stages, which require you to use it. That's the only reason that half these fucking moves exist. They only exist so they can give you these bullshit things like you don't need to sneak past the enemies, but the game's like, well, we have this invisible move. We might as well make a mission where you have to sneak past the fucking enemies.
What's wrong with that? It's fun.
All right,
You're crying about you're crying about repeating fucking levels, but it actually gives you something new to do in the level, and you're like, why is this giving me something new to do? I would just rather do the same level again. What? Idiot.
All right, guys, we gotta take a quick break. Just a heads up, we have 5 minutes before we head on to the next subject. So, duke yourselves out with your best points for the next.
The pacing in Sonic Adventure 2 is fucking awful. I just realized that while playing it again over the past couple of days.
There is a little bit of a lull in the middle of Heroes.
Fucking shut up! I'm talking.
But there's a little bit of a lull in the entirety.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay,
this is what. No, let me finish my point. Let me make 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 my fucking point. Idiot. Idiot. Let me make. I didn't get to make my point. Okay, so I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2. I'm having the best time in the fucking world. I'm playing fucking the Shadow Boss fight, Metal Harbor, Green Force. This is the best time in the world. A bunch of Sonic shit. And then it's like, oh, now I do fucking Pumpkin Hill. That's like, oh, that's not very fun. Now I do fucking Mission Street. Oh, another Tails level. That's not very fun. Oh, no, I do fucking Aquatic Mine. Oh, like, what isn't this Sonic Adventure 2? What happened to Sonic? And then it's like, do some dumbass fucking boss fights with them. And then it's like, oh, finally I'm Sonic again for one level. And then you're back to fucking Death Chamber, which is the worst level in the fucking game.
It reminds me of this time I had to spend 14 fucking levels in a row playing as these assholes called the Chaotix who fucking sucked and they weren't fun.
Sonic Heroes is consistent throughout. Sonic Adventure 2 is in this. Sonic Adventure 2 has this constant state of like, oh, this is fun right now. Oh, no, it's miserable. Oh, no, it's fun again. No, it's fucking miserable again. Sonic Heroes is nothing but high-speed platforming action throughout.
Definitely not high-speed platforming action. It's more like stop and start platforming combat.
No, if you're good at it, you can do it fast. That's I thought that's what the classics were built off. That's like CYBERSHELL. That's like if you were running, you ran into a moto bug in Green Hill and you were like, oh, why am I have to fight enemies? I thought this was just supposed to be high speed.
You can do the fast too. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say here.
No, they're not fast. They're not fast. You can do it to where it flows well. You can do it to where it flows well, but you can't do it fast. You cannot tell me the mechs are fast. Gamma's fast, Gamma's fun, but the mechs are not in Sonic Adventure 2.
Let me just get this out of the way real quick. I love Gamma, but people, and I think Gamma's a great character, but Gamma is a character carried solely on his aesthetic and his story. His stages are fun, but they are tech demo quality. Do you understand? He has 5 stages. The first 3 are unironically, literally. I'm not batting for Gamma here. I'm just saying that Gamma's controls are fun. I never said about his levels. I said his controls are fun, or better than here's the thing.
SZ2.
You can't just Gamma and put him in fucking the mech stages, because you know why? Here's the thing about a gigantic mech. It has weight, okay? It's supposed to feel like you're controlling a mech, not like can turn on. But that's not fun though. It is. It's actually way more fun. It's not fun because the fucking platforming is so abysmal because your character's so heavy. Actually, I love going to Mission Street and having the characters like jitter around the fucking container so much and boost. And you can glide with the mechs. It is completely fine. As soon as you get these fucking upgrades for Eggman, you won't even get the fucking booster and the jetpack until the fucking space levels. That's not fun. Eggman's fucking space level, the last level, Cosmic Wall, where you can glide up, is so much more fun and more fleshed out, thorough. Yeah, one level, and it's still more fun than fucking any level Gamma had.
What? Yeah, but Gamma you only have to play for 5 levels and they're all really short. You're spending fucking a third of the game in these dumbass mechs just for one level where it's kind of fun to control. That's it. One level out of the entire fucking 30.
I really don't have a problem with the mech gameplay. I will say
it's not fun though.
It's not. I think it's fun. I really have no problem.
You were about to say it's not fun. You were about to say that. And then you cut yourself off because you realized you were about to lose.
I'll give you that. I was going to say, here's the thing. If you only want to play the speed stages in SA2,
then play Sonic Heroes.
There's 10 of them. There's only 14 stages in Heroes, but they go on for so fucking long.
No, they don't. They're like fucking... Yes, at most they're like 6 minutes. At most they're like 6 minutes.
They are so padded out and ridiculous. Dude, I'll tell you, you can't deny that they're so padded out. Do you remember
I will
that
deny
epic scene where you get shot out of the cannon and then you just watch Sonic and Co. fly through the air for like 30 seconds?
You have to try and get rings and extra lives.
Go on another train, and then you have to go through another. The game repeats set pieces ad nauseum, dude. It's ridiculous.
You're crying about this shit, but then it's like, oh, I love sitting for a minute running from the gun truck where I press down. That's so fun. Oh my god.
Running from those stupid rolling rocks in fucking the first level of Heroes, because the running from the gun truck is way better, way more iconic, and guess what? You only have to do it once. You don't have to do it 4 fucking times. And here's another thing. Like, what's with the fucking bobsleds, dude? Imagine if like 48 times throughout playing Sonic Adventure 2, you had to do that thing like at the beginning of City Escape where you skate down the hill. Like, it's a fun little set piece. You do it once, you move on. You don't have to do it.
You have to do it in Metal Harbor. It's in Metal Harbor.
Thank you, Channel Pup, for the £5, and that concludes the gameplay segment.
I got the last words. That means I'm right.
You have to play it 4 times. The structure of Sonic Heroes is closer to Shadow the Hedgehog than
No, it's not. Fuck off. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're acting like the entire game is missions. You're acting like the entire game is missions. 3 of the 4 stories contain zilch. 0 missions.
Then why don't you defend that, Mark? Why don't you defend the game making you need to play easy, medium, and hard? Name one other game in existence that makes you play easy mode, medium mode, and hard mode just to beat the final boss. There aren't any other games.
If you're crying so hard about it, then you can just start with Team Rose. It's like if I was playing Team Dark first and was bitching like, why am I starting with fucking Eggman? And you're like, well, just start with Sonic. But it's like, no, the game's giving me the option to start with Team Dark.
After Team Dark.
What? I didn't hear you.
Move on, guys.
Team Dark, then Team Rose. They go in that order, and anyone who everyone's gonna play it in that order. Nobody started with Team Rose. Don't make up things.
I beat the game first with Team Rose.
You have to play a tutorial mission. When you start up Team Rose, it doesn't matter if you've beaten Team Sonic and Team Dark. It doesn't matter if you played the tutorial mission. It automatically makes you go through the tutorial.
It's like 2 minutes. Who cares?
Seriously.
Sonic Adventure makes you play Meteor Herd, and Mad Space.
That's a good level.
No, it's fucking not. Lots like 20 minutes. You're complaining about long stages.
See, Mark's brain is so broken on hallways. He can't fathom vertical stage design.
Hallways, fucking hallways. Oh yeah, I love fucking Pyramid Cave where I'm running down a little tube where you agreed with me before the thing that it was just like Sonic Lost World, and you said, that's a good point, Mark. Don't bring that up in the debate. But I am bringing it up because it's a good point, CYBERSHELL, because you were scared of it.
I think if there's any game that's like Lost World, I would have to say it's a lot more like Heroes. Here's the thing. Pyramid Cave has big rooms. It has big, large areas. It's a lot of fun and a lot of skips you can do with the bounce bracelet. You're completely...
There are no fucking skips you could do with the bounce bracelet.
Yes, there are skips you can do with the bounce bracelet.
Sonic Heroes encourages you to explore. Sonic Heroes encourages you to explore, and it rewards you with fucking little bonuses and power-ups and level ups.
No, well,
no. I love whenever
here, let me tell you about the bonus you get when you did explore. Here's you find a key that you have to take to the end of the act without getting hit, or you lose the key, and then you can't go into the special stage.
You're crying about fucking the game punishing you for getting hit.
Now let me ask a question. If you get the key on Act 1, what happens? Oh, you can't even get the fucking
You get a bonus that lets you get extra lives.
It's
for extra lives. It's for extra lives. It's for extra lives. It's for extra lives. That wasn't in the classic
games, Mark. Explain why it's like that.
Actually, it is in Sonic 1. You can only get them at the end of the stage.
Yeah, at the end of the stage in Act 1 and Act 2, but it's not like you can only get them in Act 2.
Why are you crying so much? You were first of all you were bitching about getting the keys, and now you're bitching that you can't get the keys in both levels.
The keys are dumb. You get hit, you drop them. It's a dumb mechanic.
What?
It's a dumb mechanic. The special stage mechanic is dumb on every level. It's dumb to get into the special stage. The special stages themselves are dumb and not fun.
Oh yeah, that's so. Yeah, I mean the Sonic Adventure 2 ones are so much better. Oh wait, there are no fucking Sonic Adventure 2 special stages.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you this. Like, imagine a game makes you collect all the Chaos Emeralds, and you can't even use them in the gameplay. Like, you can't be Supersonic in regular gameplay in Sonic Adventure 2, but the game you don't have to go out of your way to get the Chaos Emeralds. It just happens as you're playing the game. Like, in Sonic Heroes, they make you collect the
That's
Chaos
not
Emeralds.
fun. It's just giving you them.
And you
1
can't even
minute.
use them. It's just a story thing. And here's the thing at the end of the game. So at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, you get to be Super Sonic and Super Shadow. How many super characters are at the end of Sonic Heroes? Because I counted Super Sonic and decidedly not
Super Sonic and
Knuckles
Super
Tails.
Shadow control the exact same way, and all you can do with them is dash forward. In Sonic Heroes, you have upgraded versions of the normal abilities. You have an
Oh
upgraded.
my God.
You have a
Is he really
Super
gonna
Rocket
pretend
Excel.
Metal
You have,
fucking
no,
Overlord
shut
is
up.
better
Shut
than the
up.
Final
Yes,
Hazard?
I am.
You don't
I am.
even take- you
I
just
am.
have to
Because
fly into
all
balloons
you
and do your
fucking
stupid
do-
Team Blast
All
attack.
you
You
do
don't
in the
even
Sonic
directly
Adventure
attack
2
it.
one, all
You
you do in
fight the
Final
boss with
Hazard is dash
cutscenes. It's
forward. All you do is
embarrassing.
dash forward. All you do
In
is dash
BioLizard,
forward.
you
and-
have to fly into his disgusting
Yes.
pustule
All you have
that
to do is
and the way
dash
the BioLizard
forward. That's not
cries out
fun.
and howls.
That's not
It is
fucking
such a
fun.
satisfying boss fight.
No, it's not. It's not fun.
Way
There's no
more
impact or
satisfying.
anything. That's not. It's not though. It's really fucking
Oh, it's
not.
a million times. There's nothing satisfying about Metal Overlord. It's one of the worst final bosses I've ever seen.
It's actually not, because it gives you upgraded
Alright,
versions
guys.
with the same
He
gameplay that
looks
you've been getting to know over the.
terrible.
It's giving you the
The whole
same
game they tease you.
gameplay. The same
The
gameplay that you've
whole
been
game
getting.
they tease you with Metal Sonic. He
You-
looks so
no,
cool.
no,
I like
no.
Neo Metal Sonic. He's got a cool design.
You're
Do you get to
just-
fight him? No.
you're
He turns
just-
into an ugly T-Rex fucking toy. It's such an
You're like
over-designed,
you get into the
horrible-looking
fucking
boss, dude.
bio. You
Guys,
get
we
into
can
the
get to
no.
that.
And
Shut
then
up,
if it
Ricardo.
wasn't
You
that
get to
enough,
the final
he
hazard.
starts
You
flying.
get to the final hazard.
He gets the
You
stupid
get-
wings and he
we'll
starts
get to
flying.
there.
He looks like a
You,
chicken.
you get to the final hazard. You're like,
CYBERSHELL.
wait, this is new gameplay. What am I doing here? Wait,
Boys.
different controls now.
Boys,
But the Sonic
please.
Heroes ones gives you the same controls, just with upgraded abilities, so it's better. Go, Ricardo. Finish. Go, what?
Basically, an
My
elaborate
friends,
cutscene.
we'll get to the cutscenes, trust me, and Metal Overlord. But it concludes the gameplay segment. We still have a lot of different parts of these games to get into, and a lot of donations to read out and questions to answer. So this can continue part of this discussion. We have a lot to go over. You guys have been incredibly generous. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your incredibly generous donations. So first off, Mikila plays. I hope I said that right. With the 199 says just talk about story, and SA2 wins. Done. Sorry, Marco. That is.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
No,
Story's
no,
the next
no,
up.
no,
It's
no,
next
that's
up.
not true.
And there's
That's
nothing.
not
You
true.
have
That's
nothing.
not
You have
true.
literally
That's
fucking
not
nothing,
true.
dude.
That's
It's
not fucking
over.
true. No,
Debate's
no,
over.
no,
I
no,
win.
no, no,
I
no.
win.
No.
Bye-bye.
No, that's not true. Because in Sonic
Yes,
Adventure
it
2,
is.
they're trying to tell an ambitious story, but they fucking fall on
No,
their
we're not
face.
there. We're
No,
It
no,
is
no,
a-
no. They
Marky.
do not fail. It is nothing.
Marcus.
Nothing but bangers.
No, that's not true.
I
Marcus,
found you,
Marcus.
faker.
No,
didn't know it wasn't the real emerald.
yeah, I love
They're
when they
all
interrupt
bangers.
each other. I love that cutscene where they're fucking interrupting each other
Yes,
constantly.
I die hard. Yes.
Okay.
Marcus, this is literally what Mark thinks is a killer. He thinks he's gonna win on story and presentation because the fucking audio levels are slightly fucked up. in some of the cutscenes. Dude, nobody cares. The story's still a million times better.
You're being so rude. Let Ricardo finish. Jeez.
Yeah, come on,
we
Mark.
gotta-
Stop talking over
We got a
people.
lot. We have a lot of donations to go through, so let's try to be efficient about this. Let's just do quick, like a couple second parts to the answers. Some of these are just statements, so some of these don't need to be answered. Mr. Insecto Sheep donated $1.99 and says Sonic Adventure 1 is the better game of both.
It's not true.
agree.
The weird thing is, okay, I would guess he doesn't like it more, but me and Mark are in agreement, and we both like Sonic Adventure 1. This doesn't make any sense. Chat, are you with me? Like, who likes Sonic Adventure 1 but hates Sonic Adventure 2? You don't have to, like, love them both equally. I mean, you can prefer one or the other, but, like, who likes 1 and then hates 2? It doesn't make any fucking
Plus
sense.
2 is bad. We'd even talk about the gimped fucking Master Emerald stages where they want to extend playtime so bad that they lock the emeralds behind, like, oh, get this one first.
How about
Alright,
the Gimped Master
so-
Emerald in Sonic
CYBERSHELL,
Heroes? It's
jeez,
gimped to
you
the point
keep
where it doesn't
trying
even
to make
exist
new
anymore.
points. Wow, jeez, let Ricardo finish. Wow.
Jin Pakuro, I hope I said that right. Sorry, guys, I'm really bad at pronouncing this stuff. Donated $5. Thank you so much. The real Sonic Adventure 2 was the Sonic Heroes we made along the way. Aw, isn't that cute? Thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Again, TC Casanova, I hope I said that right. I saw you correct me in the chat. I hope I can write this time. $2 said Sonic Heroes is non-stop child's play. He said.
Sonic Adventure 2 is non-stop bad.
He's right, actually. He's very right, because it's very childish. Sonic Heroes, like, they're all heroes. It's super cringe. Team Dark, they're all heroes. You know what's cooler than a bunch of Heroes is when you got the team dark, you got the hero story and the dark story. You get to see what the good guys.
They're not
are up
all
to,
heroes.
And you get to see
they're
what the bad guys are up
anti-heroes.
to. You
They're
get to see
anti-heroes.
No, they're all heroes. They're all trying to fight Eggman. No one's even.
No, they're not.
remotely
They're
an anti-hero
fighting
in
each
Sonic
other.
Heroes.
They all want to get to Eggman first.
Okay, here's
But
something-
no.
let me put this on the table real quick.
Shut up. Team Dark aren't going there to save the day. They're not going there to do the right thing. They're going there to fucking murder Eggman. That's not a hero thing to do.
They aren't though, because at the end
no.
when they just like let Eggman walk away. It's ridiculous. Okay, so here's the thing. Fucking,
No, they don't. Team Chaotix chase
We'll
him down.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We don't want to take away from the main discussion, so we trust me. We'll get to story and all of that stuff. Some of these are just statements. Knar, I hope I said that right. $5. Thank you, super generous. Can you play Vector the Crocodile in SA2?
It's
what?
true.
No,
It's
bad
true.
game. 2 out of 10. I rest my case. Sonic Heroes is better. 10 out of 10. They state. There is no Vector in that. Thank you, Salty, for the donation. We will get to that very soon. We have a lot to go over. 1 second. All right, here we go. Next is Deox. I hope so. $4.99. But isn't the intricacy of it something that makes it hard to approach and thus also prone to easily doing the wrong attack correct, Mark?
No, it's not. It's not intricacies. It's like the previous comment says. Like CYBERSHELL agreed to. It's child play apparently. It's not that intricate. It's just that there are a lot of moves that you can get to know that makes your experience better.
How many of these moves, honestly, do you think are good? Like, do you think the tornado jump is a good move? Is that a move you want to see come back?
Yes, that's fun because you're crying
No,
about using
it's
teals.
not.
You can just
Come
use the
on,
tornado
Mark.
jump.
Come on, Mark. The tornado
Mark, what is
jump
that in the
sucks.
chat?
What?
Mark, I see you put that in. Did you put that in the chat?
I didn't put that in the chat.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm telling you, Mark has a warped view of fun. He thinks seeing a pole and running up to it, and then pressing jump and then B, and then watching Sonic slide up the pole automatically, and then getting flung across the stage. That's his idea.
My idea of
fun.
fun is coming up to a little thing where it's like, press the roll button. Oh my god, I love pressing the roll button. It's my favorite button ever.
All right.
I couldn't live on without the roll button.
Ultra Picaro with the $5 donation. Thank you so much. Ellis interrupting CYBERSHELL repeatedly to yell,
Extremely
misrepresent the point he's making, and to say SA2 is shit over and over does not make you clever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not
right.
clever,
Actually.
Mark. Clever boy.
Captain B. Ohm with the extremely generous $20 Canadian donation. Thank you so much. Rouge V. Knuckles is about controlling environment. That means losing the enemy. That's the game. You don't have to like it, Mark. It's not for everyone, but there's nothing wrong with it. Swapping
it's a vertical
characters.
arena. It's a good fight. People, I didn't even get to finish my thought on that, which was that, you know, if you're looking at the team fights, sure, the first ones aren't that amazing, but Sonic vs. Shadow at the end of this campaign, and even the last Eggman fight, and the Rouge Knuckles fight, those are way better than the team fights. That's all I'm saying. That's all I was trying to say.
All right.
They're not though.
They are.
They're not.
Sorry, I have a lot of stuff to get up with, but thank you so much for the donation. It was incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Dendi with the $5 says Sonic Heroes PS2 is dog and Xbox is not far behind. The ports for that game were almost unfinished. By the way, Bullet Station four times. Serious, figure it out. All right. Second, thank you BLC for the $5 and Sonic Pip for the €2. We will get to those once when we get through everybody else's donations. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on. Our friend, your friend Micah, donated $4.99 saying SA2 is not a good game. The truth hurts. Also, if you agree with Mark, buy a LS Mark plushie. If you agree with CYBERSHELL,
It's
still
true.
buy a plushie.
I heard they were only available for like 2 more hours.
You're not
Yeah, you
allowed
guys
to
should
agree
go,
with Mark if you don't buy a plushie.
Right. So you guys should go buy a plushie, even if you don't agree with Mark's take. We gotta get to. Just gotta try to get to 250 before.
I
the
know,
end of the day.
Salty. I'm the underdog here. That's why. That's why I win. The underdogs always win.
That's how democracy
Alright.
works, right? Whoever gets the less votes wins because they're the underdog.
Tyler Adams with the $2 said, "Would you rather SA3 or Heroes 2?" He also said that he loves you, CYBERSHELL.
Okay, see that I'm just gonna cannibalize a line from the last segment, the lasting impact on the series. How many people do you see clamoring for Adventure 3? It's all the time. You never hear people shut up about Adventure 3, Adventure 3, Adventure 3. How many people do you hear talking about Heroes 2? Nobody! Fucking nobody! Never comes up, never gonna happen.
That's because people were so disappointed by Adventure 2. They're like, please, Sega, just get it right one more time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They want they
Well,
they,
yo,
they
quote
see
him on
that
that,
there's
quote him on that.
potential
He
in the
just said, yeah.
formula to be expanded upon.
No.
All right. Well, Fatoler donates £5 and says, "I thought this was supposed to be a joke, but you honestly sound like you're serious about this."
Okay, let's get it out of the way now. This is a fun thing mostly. I'm not. I wouldn't actually scream at CyberShell over my opinions on Sonic Hero. Mostly.
I think I said this already with SA1, but like me and Mark like agree about almost everything when it comes to Sonic. We've had like huge conversations. We're just agreeing on like every single thing on like every point. Talking about forces, talking about like everything, and then this one thing, yeah, we're like exact fucking opposites. So it's like, yeah, let's just go nuts at each other. We're having a good time. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're having a fun old time here, guys. Captain Binomi with the $5 Canadian says, "Being objective, SA2 is better and more focused, but Heroes still gets a bad rep."
Focused? I don't agree that it's focused at all. It's incredibly unfocused, like I was talking about the piecing earlier.
Okay, so here's the thing. SA2 is a refinement of SA1. SA1 had 6 different play styles, yes, and then they decided that they were going to cut out some of the ones that weren't really working, like fishing and, Amy and, Tails. I like Tails, but his stages were piss easy because he was flying through stages designed around, Sonic's abilities, not being able to fly. Like, they're fun, but they're not, like, very challenging or engaging. So they're like, let's just take the 3 styles that kind of worked. We had the Sonic style, we had the treasure hunting style, and we had the fucking shooting style.
And let's make them worse.
No. No. The stages are actually designed around the verticality of the treasure hunting player's abilities now. And yes, the radar is slightly gimped. I'll give you that. But people act like it's a huge deal breaker. Okay, you know why you have such a problem with it? It's because you don't use the fucking hint boxes.
I do use the hints. I do use the hints.
No.
The hints are so vague that they're completely based around you knowing the layout of the stage. But if you've already walked around the entire stage, then guess what? The fucking radar would have went off already because you've been around the whole place.
No. Like,
yes.
For example, in Pumpkin Hill, you have to talk to 3 hint boxes if you're really that lost, because the first one is vague. You're right. It's like that on purpose as a design choice. And then the second one's a lot less vague. And then the third hint just tells you basically where it is. It'll be like, oh, it's on the mountain with the church. Or you can just look around and see it. Like, it's not... The system is fine.
That's really good gameplay, just telling you where it is.
To call hints in SA1 were overpowered because they just pointed you directly where they were. And the levels in that game were already very small.
All right, guys, we gotta move on. Your friend Micah with another $4.99. This is my favorite super chat so far. Here's $5 for Ricardo being a Chad. Thank you, Micah. That's a pretty cool donation right there. Love you, baby. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Channel Pup with the £5 says, "I am here just to say Sonic Adventure 2 because you're all great." All right, let's see. Next up is Nim Knox with the $2. He says, "What are your opinions on the other game's story?" We will get to stories next. I'm not sure what you mean specifically when it comes to which game's story, but we will get to the game story in the next segment that we'll be moving on to once when we read everybody's donations. A Puppy Lover with
Mark
the $5.
Waking in his boot. Afraid. He's afraid of the story part.
Sonic Heroes succeeds at the simple story it tries to tell. SA2 flops on its fucking
It literally doesn't, dude.
It literally does.
Characters have no motivation to fight each other.
Come on, guys.
Guys,
please. Don't bust your load. Don't bust your load. We don't want that pre-cum. LS Marcus, shut up about Sonic for 1 second and advertise your plush time is almost
Guys, plush, we have to get to 250 seals before time goes up in a few hours. Bye.
Yeah, if anybody, the mods or anybody watching wants to put that in the chat, feel free.
How many more donations are there? Fuck, you guys are generous.
I'm gonna get your plushie and make it play Sonic Adventure 2.
Channel Pup with the £5 says, "Rail Canyon and bingo levels make me want to kill myself."
Yeah,
They don't
I
actually.
guess I forgot to say this. Yes, Bingo Highway
Thanks, Dad.
and what the other one, Casino Park, worse than anything in SA2 by an order of magnitude. 10 fucking minutes flopping around on those pinball tables. At least it was optional in SA1, dude. At least you could go in the fucking sewer. There's no fucking pinball bullshit like that in fucking SA2. That is ridiculous. And that's what I mean with the stages are
But
just
see,
flooded with those gimmicks.
If you're good at the game, you can skip
Oh, if you're
them.
good at the
game
how many of your
rewards. Yeah,
fucking
of course
things are-
you're
if
good at the game.
Oh, the combat's not bad if you're good at the game and you can just do it really fast.
Of
Well, guess what?
course,
Most
if you're
people
good at
playing
the game,
for
what
the
do
first
you
time aren't gonna
mean?
be
If
good
you're
at the
good
game.
at, of course, if you're good at the game,
Alrighty,
there
alrighty.
are
Okay,
ways
if
to
you're
make you
good at the
skip.
game, then
There are
you can
ways
beat the
to.
treasure hunting
There are ways
stages
just
in,
because you're
like,
shouting
2
over me doesn't
minutes.
make you right, CYBERSHEL. Just because
Yes, it does,
when you're good at the game, there are
Alright,
multiple ways in Casino Park that they've set up to where if you use
alright, guys.
teals, you can fly over to the end of it using the die, or there's like a special upper path that like immediately takes you to the end of the
You can't avoid
section.
the pinball tables completely.
Not completely, but for the
Alright,
most
guys,
part.
Exactly. Got him.
One of our mods, Simply Dad, he put a link to Mark's plush. So if you want to purchase a plush, feel free to click that link. And thank you, Cyrus, for the $5. We will get to your donation very soon. We're almost there at the end, but we still have some more to go through. C Beans with the $5 Canadian says Sonic Adventure is better. Shut up. Yeah. So I'm sure he's talking about the first installment of Sonic Adventure. There, he put another link. So if you want to get another chance to grab it, it's right there. So we can hit our goal. Thank you, Channel Pup, for the £2, and thank you, Derek, for the $5. Really appreciate it. We will get to your donations very soon. These are coming in fast. All right. Ultra Picaro says, with this $5 donation, he or she, sorry. Question for LS: why is a 20-second cool cutscene with a truck chasing you terrible, but a 2-minute forced tutorial is fine? Who cares?
I never said it was terrible. CYBERSHELL was making some point about like, well, I have to do nothing for a couple seconds, yet he's fine with the truck chase, which is just holding down. I never said it was terrible. I'm saying he's excusing it in Sonic Adventure 2, but complaining about it in Heroes when it's the same thing.
No, it's a short set piece that happens
1 minute.
one time.
1 minute long.
One time.
1 minute long.
All right.
It's not.
I don't even like playing
Everybody likes
Cityscape
the
and
gun
Sonic
chase.
Generations because
iconic,
it's like a
dude.
really
It's
fun
iconic.
2 minutes, and then it's like 1 minute long auto thing. Like, it's not fun.
It's really not that long, and it's very, very iconic.
It's a minute.
and
I
it's
timed it
cool,
'cause I
and
pla-
the truck got brought back in a very cool way in Generations. So yeah, it was
that lasts
objectively good that they
literally a
brought it in.
minute. Heroes has the best stage in Generations if we're making that kind of point.
Guys, if we want to get on to the next part, we will have to like kind of speed up a bit.
Yeah, okay, speedrun, go.
All right. Experience Events with the $5. Thank you so much. I love all the content creators in here so much. Keep it up, gents. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Channel Pup with the £5. I used to hate 2 until 2 years ago, and then I fell in love with it. Best game ever, a classic. When did you last play it, Ellis Mark? Answer.
When did I last play Sonic Adventure 2? I was playing it right before we started the debate with Simply Dad, who's in the chat, and I was screen sharing it because I was like, dude, the game keeps glitching out on me, and I keep like getting stuck on walls. And he was like, no, you're just bad at it. And right as he said that, I jumped off a rail in Final Rush and jumped into one of the rails that go upwards, and I clipped through it and died.
All right,
I
C-Beans
won't
again.
hear any of this anecdotal evidence that is trying to slander SA2 and pretend it's like some glitchy game. I had way more glitches, way more camera fucking bullshit when I was playing Heroes.
But I thought you said it was hallway level design. Why would you even have to move the camera if it's really as like straightforward as you said?
I don't
it
know,
was?
dude. I don't know how the camera still manages to be facing the exact wrong direction so much of the time. It's
That's
pretty
not true.
impressive,
It
honestly,
doesn't.
how
It
bad
doesn't.
it is.
It
Oh,
really
it does
doesn't.
actually.
It
If
really
you're relying on
doesn't, actually.
anecdotal evidence, I'm telling you for a fact this happened to me, dude. I had the camera just facing the wrong way plenty of times during boss fights or it'll just turn around. It's fucking fucked, dude.
That's it's
Again,
not,
here
though.
I was just trying to get off this fucking anecdotal bullshit because I'm telling you, I am telling you. If we're just gonna say
C-Beans
we're just have
donated-
to assert which one is more glitchy, I'm telling you. You can say SA2. I'm saying Heroes.
C-Beans donated $5 Canadian, and Jin Picaro donated $2. Thank you so much to both of you. We really appreciate it. BLC with the $5. Imagine playing the same game 4 times just to fight a metal boss. Cannot be.
I don't care
me.
because it's
Oh.
fun.
All right, next up,
That's just such
we're
a
almost
shitty
done.
excuse, dude.
It's
That is such
really
a bad
not.
excuse. You can't. No, it actually is so horrible. Okay,
It's-
even
it's
if it was
actually
fun,
not-
it's not fun
it's
playing
like-
it on easy mode right after you beat it on hard mode.
Then just play it in easy mode first.
We're almost.
Nobody does
almost done,
that,
guys.
dude. The game specifically is designed to make you not play that first.
How is it designed to do that? There's
Because
there's an Omo Chai
it's
button that
third in
tells
a
you
list.
exactly what each thing does. Do you really think they would fucking list Team Rose
Alright.
as the first team in Sonic Heroes? What?
Yeah, exactly. Because nobody is gonna play Team Rose as the first team in Sonic Heroes.
If you want to
Alright.
start with easy mode, you can do that.
Sonic Pip with €2 said, "Shut up, Mark." All right. Channel Pup with £2 said, "Heroes, Eggman, Robot Rush fights were tedious."
Yes.
Dylan the Night Owl with
Yes.
$2 said, "SA2's Biolizard boss is a perfect final boss."
It's not. You just press the one button over and over again.
No, I think he means
Sir-
Biolizard, like the. as
That's not the
Shadow
final boss,
before.
though. That's not the final boss, though.
Okay, it's still it's like the final boss of the main game. Like I still think Egg Emperor is kind of like the final boss of the main game. You know, like there's like the final boss and there's the last story final boss. I mean, I know it's technically in the last story for SA2, but I really like it's the last boss with the actual gameplay mechanics that you've been using the whole game. And then there's the Supersonic boss. Like they're two separate things. And just for the record, yes, Biolizard is better than Egg Emperor.
It's not, though.
Cirrus with the $5 says, "Channel Pup, you went over this on our stream. Don't make me debate you." All right. I hope nothing bad go down there. Channel Pup with a £2 says, "Cirrus, admit it. SA2 is the better game." Derek D with the $5 says, "Mark is high on angel dust if he thinks any moment in Heroes surpasses Live and Learn."
Oh yeah,
Matt
we'll get
Dale,
to music.
16.
We'll
A
get to music,
song?
and then SA2 is winning there too.
It's not. It's not.
We will
though.
get to music. That's another segment also. Matt Dale 16 with $2 says, "Sonic the Fighters is the superior game." That's an opinion. And our last two donations before we move on to the next segment, it serves with $2. It is, but your point is bad. I believe that was with their interaction with Channel Pup. And Funky Kitty with the $5. Comparing SA2 to Heroes is like comparing Donkey Kong Country 2 to Donkey Kong 64.
I don't
know the difference.
I don't know.
Okay, interesting comment in the chat. Jimmy
Thank you,
Sirenhead
Nora.
says Metal Sonic is the coolest Sonic character ever, but other than that,
And he's
SA2
not
is
even
the
in.
best.
He's
Well,
not
guess
even
what?
in SF2.
You can actually play as Metal Sonic in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and you can use this cool, stupid Black Pyramid thing. I never really.
He's
played
actually
that much,
shit.
but you
That's nowhere
can-
near as good as the
You
spin
can
dash.
play as Metal Sonic. You can't play. Not only can
That's
you.
only in
can't play.
multiplayer.
Yeah, it's still in the game though. You can still play as Metal Sonic in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Not only do you not get to play, you don't even get to fight Metal Sonic in Sonic Heroes. You have to fight Metal
gotta fight
T-Rex
him at the
butt
end.
monkey. He sucks. I don't like him.
Alrighty.
You know what's not
All right,
fun?
well-
okay, go on, Ricardo.
Don't worry, we'll get there. All right, guys.
He's
With
still
that,
on
that's
gameplay.
the
Like,
end.
Jesus.
That's the end of the donations section. For the beginning part, everybody who donated through the gameplay part of the debate, thank you so much. Incredibly generous. You can continue donating. We will continue to answer questions, but we will do so after the next segment is up. There's a lot of ground to cover there, obviously, because our next segment is a story that both games have a lot of different, but we'll see who comes with the better takes here. So without any further ado, let's dive in to the stories of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic
Heroes.
Mark,
Heroes.
I'm
So,
willing to let you skip this
yeah.
section. If you want, you can just say, I concede SA2 is a better story. Let's just flat out skip it. If you want to just skip this part of the debate and admit that SA2 is better, I'll let you do that.
I don't think you understand what a good story is, CyberShell, because you're inheriting like the idea that a deeper story or a more complex story just automatically means it's better somehow. Heroes tries to tell a simple story and it succeeds completely. SA2 tries to tell this big epic and it completely fucking falls flat in its face due to plot
Wrong
holes,
on both
due to
counts.
plot
Wrong
holes,
on
due to
both
awful
counts. No
cutscenes,
one,
due to
name a plot
terrible.
hole. Name a plot hole.
Why did if Professor Gerald created the arc to help mankind? Why did he create a big fucking fuck you laser in it to destroy the world?
To destroy
Where would he have?
the,
Where would he
black
have?
meetmeteorite. Shadow
We're
the
not
Hedgehog
counting Shadow the
26.
Hedgehog retcons in here.
Oh,
We're
okay.
talking.
I have a
We're
question
talking
then.
about
how
this.
exactly did Shadow the Hedgehog survive in Sonic Heroes? Oh wait, they don't answer that in that game.
That's
they
not
pass
something
the
they're
buck
trying
off
to
to Shadow the
tell
Hedgehog.
them.
Oh, you're allowed
You
to pass
can't
the buck
believe
off to
it,
Shadow
though.
the Hedgehog, but I'm not. Okay, that's fair.
Actually, what they do is they have the implication that the
Oh,
Shadow.
the implication
no,
that he's a
is it-
robot or
no,
a clone. Yes, that's
no,
better.
it's not.
Answer a question
No,
by
no,
not
listen,
answering it.
listen,
Like, maybe he's
listen.
a robot. Maybe he's a
No,
clone.
they don't say maybe, because at the end of Team Dark's story, we see the entire room of Shadow things, and Omega comes up to Rouge and says, "Hey, you understand what cloning is? The original's got to exist somewhere." Like,
Okay.
What?
That's stupid as hell. That is dumb, dumb, dumb. Here's the thing. I like Omega. Let me go on record saying I like Omega. He's a good character. But story-wise, what the fuck? Okay, think about everything that happened to Gamma and all the shit he went through. He had to see Beta. He had to talk to Amy. He had to fight Sonic and lose. He had to do all this shit. And then he decided, I guess I'm going to turn against Eggman and then free my brothers. What is Omega's like, I don't want to be on guard duty. I'm going to be a good guy now. Except I'm not really a good guy. I'm an anti-hero. Except I'll never, ever, ever, ever do anything actually remotely villainous.
Again,
Omega,
you're equating.
story, there is no story because the game has less
just because
than
you're
a Saturday
shouting, just because you're shouting doesn't make you right.
Saturday
Just because
morning
you're shouting doesn't
level
make you
of
right. Again,
I'm right,
you're
but also shouting
equating
that
you're
Twilight
equating
games-
a more complex story. If Sonic Heroes, sorry, tried to tell a deep story with Omega and failed, I would agree with you there. But it's not. But it's not.
Simple story succeeded. What simple
Sorry,
story?
you're
did it
talking
tell?
so
There
loud
is
that
no
like
simple
you're
story. It's
you're
just like we
talking
go to a place, we're
CYBERSHELL,
gonna go to this
please.
place, then we're
You're
gonna go to
talking
this
so
place,
loud
then
that
we're
you're
gonna go to
clipping
this
and I
place,
can't
and then
hear
we're gonna go
you.
to this place. You know what happened in Sonic Adventure 2? Even if you don't like the story, which is good, and you should like it, even if you don't, there are actual stakes. There's actual motivations for going from point A to point B. There's reasons for going to places. You're in the arc for a reason, you know? Like, there's actually, like, a through line pushing you through the story. There's exactly one thing pushing you through the story in Heroes. There's only 72 hours until I unveil my secret weapon. The motivations are paper thin. Knuckles doesn't even have the Master Emerald. He's just there for no fucking reason.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you know what, CYBERSHELL? Maybe the Master Emerald was sitting in his fucking pocket the whole time, like in Sonic Adventure 2, where it doesn't even mention the fact that Angel Island would have fell into the ground. If it's in Knuckles' fucking pocket that after he does it, then where's Angel Island? Did that fall or something? I don't know. The game just never ignores it. It's almost like it's a fucking plot hole or something.
Master Emerald is in Sonic Adventure 2. They acknowledge it.
It's in his pocket, yes! He pulls it out of his pocket, and it's a tiny little thing. It's not even the same size anymore as Sonic Adventure 1. Yeah, it's like, this is the Master Emerald. Yeah, it's the same fucking size as a Chaos Emerald. What? You should be embarrassed that you brought that point up. That's awful. My voice is breaking because I'm so baffled that you would even try to remotely say that's something good.
So it's better if Knuckles has no motivation, no character whatsoever. It's greater for him to be completely sandpaper all the edges off. He's just Sonic's friend now. He just does.
I'd rather
Sonic
them
wants.
just not mention it than fucking mention these dumbass reasons for it. Not even try to mention the fact that Angel Island would have fallen.
So let's talk about the character battles. You just meet Amy.
Why are you avoiding that? Why are you avoiding what I just said? Why are you avoiding what I? Are you not agreeing with me that Knuckles calling his little?
Elaborate on the point I'm making, which is that Sonic Heroes doesn't even have a story, dude. There's
yes, it
nothing
does, and it progresses. Sonic and Co are trying to get to Eggman. Then at a certain point, it's like, oh fuck, oh shit. Sonic says Dratz, it was a thing to stall for time, and when his real thing is going, but it turns out that was Metal Sonic, who's been collecting the data of all the Sonic heroes, which even like calls back to Adventure and stuff, with him collecting the Chaos data from Froggy and stuff, and then the Child data from Chocola.
That data turning into a fucking
But you're saying it's paper. Yeah, Perfect Chaos was a big monster. It kind of looks like Metal Overlord, doesn't it? CYBERSHELL?
Chaos, good, simple water. It's a clean design. He's even over designed in generations.
A design isn't a story. A design isn't a story, CYBERSHELL. Don't know if you know that.
We have a presentation.
So Knuckles, a little pocket emerald. Back to that. It's just so dumb that they don't even
talk about all the iconic moments in Sonic Adventure 2. You got the very beginning where he bursts out of the helicopter. You got the fucking
where they keep interrupting each other.
Island before it blows up. It has
the other awful sound mixing.
You faker. Again, that's not story, Mark. Do you think sound mixing is story? No, it's not.
It's how the story is presented. It's how the story is presented. It's how the story is presented. It's about pacing. It's about how audible it is.
Why is story and presentation two separate categories?
What?
Yeah,
that's not because the way that the sound mixing all equates to the pacing. It leads into that.
That's his coup de grace, folks. That's his main complaint with the presentation and the story of Sonic Adventure 2, is that some of the cutscenes don't have the right audio levels. Well, guess what? The audio levels are.
What do you mean? Yeah, you're saying that as if I didn't just make all those points about the big fuck you laser. Or Knuckles, the little pocket emerald. I said that and you were like, so anyway, about the character battles, that you completely avoided the point. You didn't even acknowledge the point.
You think it's okay to pass the buck onto fucking Shadow the Hedgehog, but it's not okay when Sonic Adventure 2 does does it. I mean, there are way more real complaints you could have with the story. So you could say, oh, it gets too dark at the end with Gerald Robotnik, which I don't personally agree with, but you could at least say, oh, it goes
I didn't say
too far.
that. I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say that. I'm saying that's a better argument than what you've been making, but I
What?
personally don't.
Then the
agree.
fucking dumb, like, where's Knuckles in Sonic Heroes? Yet he's in Sonic Adventure 2 for fuck all reason.
I'm
Well,
talking
whenever
about a
Knuckles
fundamental-
restored the Master Emerald, why didn't he fly home? When Knuckles restored the Master Emerald, why didn't he fly home? What?
I'm talking about
I'm
Knuckles.
not nitpicking one scene. You brought up Knuckles, so I'm nitpicking his entire reason for existing in the story.
He obviously was on the arc once he had the Master Emerald, and he used it.
No,
like,
he
the Master
didn't
Emerald
actually.
back-
No, he
it
didn't. He
came-
restored it outside of the arc when he was with Rouge. That's where he restored it. Above lava, by the way.
Okay, first of all, the implication: why didn't he just go home? Like, why would he be able to go home? He got there on a spaceship with the other guys. He's obviously going to go back with the other guys. That part.
No, because he
that
didn't care about
question
what they were
didn't
doing. Remember, when they were flying up there at the spaceship, and he completely went off course just to rescue the Master Emerald. Remember that?
But he doesn't have a way.
Well, remember, and Sonic says in the very next cutscene, "Oh, Knuckles fucking bailed on us to go get the Master Emerald." Why would he care about the other guys then? He wouldn't even bother sticking with them. What are you on about, CYBERSHELL? Are you drunk?
I don't care about them. I'm just saying he wouldn't. What was he going to take the shuttle and fly back and leave them stranded
No,
up there?
what? He doesn't care.
No, you are completely.
Knuckles
misreading
crashed the fucking rocket ship. He clearly doesn't care about their
He
safety.
crashed because he was stressed about the emerald pieces. You are like getting confused, Mark.
That's not true. He
There is
didn't.
absolutely nothing. Okay, and you're distracting here from. Let's go back to the iconic moments from Sonic Adventure 2. You got the entire Arc showdown where Sonic gets launched into space and blown up, and then you got the fucking thing where Tails finally steps up and he beats Eggman. That's such a great moment.
That comes out of
There's
nowhere, though.
great
No,
there's
no,
great
I'm
moments like that
talking
in
about a
Tails.
good story.
There's nothing.
I'm not talking about good little moments like, oh, Sonic has this line here that I actually like a lot. No, I'm talking about one cohesive, solid fucking story that goes together. Remember Tails at the end? Yeah, like you mentioned when Tails was like, I'm gonna do this, I gotta be more independent. Isn't that the fucking arc he already had in Sonic Adventure 1? And there was no implication that he was even going towards that arc in Sonic Adventure 2. It just comes out of nowhere at the end. That's bad writing, CYBERSHELL. You're bad writing.
It's a completely natural progression.
No, it's
whereas
not.
In Sonic Adventure
Hi,
2,
hi.
Tails' rival is Eggman. That is a good step up from SA1, whereas Sonic is worrying about Shadow.
His
Tails has to
rival
worry
is
about
not Eggman. His rival is not Eggman at all. They share gameplay styles, but they share fucking two cutscenes with each other.
I really don't know what to tell you, dude. It's clear they are set up as rivals. They're like facing each other on the box art and shit.
That's
It's like,
because
come
they
on.
share the
I don't-
gameplay style. That's the only reason.
Yeah, exactly. But they are still set up as like opposites, and that's why at the very end, Tails is talking to Eggman. They have the little conversation, which is yes, it has a very cringy line from Tails, but it's still pretty funny. Where
The
Robotnik
game
is
isn't
fucking
trying to be
again,
funny. The game isn't trying to be
we're
funny.
talking about story.
The game isn't
We're
trying to be
talking about
funny.
story. We got the hero story. We got the dark story. You got two different perspectives on what's going on. You have quote unquote 4 different perspectives in fucking Heroes, but it's the same levels in the same order, doing nothing interesting, getting no story beats, having stupid fucking art fights against the exact same bosses. There's nothing going on here. There's nothing to keep you engaged. You get little cutscenes that like keep you interested.
But the game isn't
in
attempting to
between
try to tell a
levels.
serious story.
The
The game
best you
knows.
get in
The
Heroes
game knows
is
that
they're
its
just
story
saying
is
a few
simple.
things
The
as you
game
walk into
knows
the
that its
level
story
with
is
their
simple. The
annoying,
game knows.
shitty voices.
They're
Tails
not.
has a bad
They're
voice,
not.
Charlie
Tails
has
has
a bad voice.
But if we're talking about delivery, Sonic Adventure is fucking terrible delivery. Much worse than
Big Two
Sonic
has
Heroes.
much better voice performances, dude. They are trying so hard in Heroes. Every line is delivered at 100. There's no subtlety.
No, CYBERSHELL. It's not better. It's fucking
And
awful.
SA1, he's allowed to show menace. He's allowed to be scary. There's nothing even close to that in Heroes. He's giving Saturday morning cartoon villains.
It's not Eggman. It's Metal Sonic.
It doesn't matter. It's also
does,
Eggman
it's
over
Metal
walkie-talkie.
Sonic.
It doesn't
No.
matter. Even if there's Metal Sonic. it's
No,
still,
but he's in disguise in the walkie-talkie. He's using like some weird voice in the walkie-talkie. He's not
it's
trying to
still
show that he's Eggman. He's not trying to show that he's Eggman though. Why would he be like, ho, I'm Dr. Robotnik doing what I'm menacing? Why would he? Because he's not trying to be menacing to Team Chaotix. What are you on about? Did you play the game?
I'm telling you that the game has no range. There is no performance for Robotnik except flat. And it's so sad that this actually technically isn't the last performance because they were in Advanced 3 or whatever, but like the last real performance from the original voice cast. And this is the shit script they gave him. They had nothing to go on. So sad.
What?
Oh, and the dialogue in this game is garbage, dude. Like,
Yes.
dear Sonic Heroes.
What?
Guess what, Sonic Heroes? The insisting on using Sonic Heroes as a catchphrase is cringe. It's stupid. It's dumb. This game has a dialogue on par with Sonic Force's Power of Friendship dog shit.
No, it's Ernest in Sonic Heroes, and it's charming.
Ernest! Oh my
Sonic
God,
Heroes, Sonic Heroes,
Heroes is
Sonic
not dialogue.
Heroes, Sonic Heroes has so many charming moments, like whenever the three of them are walking in. Shut up! Whenever the three of them are walking in High Castle, and Tails is like, "This is kind of scary," and Knuckles is like, "Maybe that." Shut up! Let me fucking finish! Let me fucking finish, cunt! And Knuckles is like, "Maybe that was the ghost of Shadow we saw earlier." That's charming. He's fucking trying to. It's just charming dialogue that everyone's giving to each other. They're not trying to be overly edgy. Like Sonic's like Terria when he's fucking. What does Terria mean? That's
when
dumb.
they were coding this game, they had to. The programmers put in a string called Charmy Shut Up that they could toggle to make the characters stop talking, because even the people who made this game knew it was interminably annoying. They knew it was insanely annoying.
Where are you pulling this fact out of?
True, you can.
I saw it in a YouTube video. Is that really what you're gonna say?
Well, I will. I'm happy to.
I have never heard that one fucking thing before.
Promise you, that's true. They knew that the characters were obscenely annoying. Charmy's
you know who agrees with me on this point? You know who agrees with me on this point? Shut up.
Team Dark.
You know who agrees with me? You know who fucking agrees with me? CyberShell? Shiro Makawa, the fucking writer of Sonic Adventure 2, said his favorite character to write for was Charmy. He agrees with me.
Okay, I mean, that doesn't make Charmy any less of a shit character. I don't know what to tell you.
But it's just like, I have a more powerful figure backing me, which makes me the right one, actually. That's how this works.
More powerful than any of the people who've ever worked on a Sonic game.
Anyway, what point you were trying to make about Destiny being bad?
I have Aaron Hansen on my side saying Sonic Heroes sucks.
He is more powerful, I'll give him that.
Or I honestly don't know what to say. Like, this is such a gimme.
Yeah, because you're out of points.
I win the story section.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Sonic Heroes. No. Okay. Let me give my. Okay.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog. That's so much better. Let's go on another adventure. I'll see you if you want a rematch. They just let Metal Sonic go.
That fits the tone of the story. That fits the tone of this. That's cooler when Sonic's like, no, you know that's way fucking cooler. That's so cool that Sonic. Okay. Sonic walks up. Sonic walks up to Metal Sonic, who is fucking dying on the ground. He's like, let me know if you want a rematch. And then he fucking runs it. That's so fucking badass. That is so fucking cool. What?
It's not cool.
It is cool.
It's only cool because Metal Sonic is such an ineffectual villain that he couldn't do anything. He should be in jail for his crimes. But he didn't kill anyone. He didn't do anything. He's not cool.
You know what?
He didn't almost blow up the Earth. He didn't almost crash into it with the Ark. By the way, the Ark is such
he almost killed Eggman.
The story for Sonic Adventure 2 has an epic climax in space. The coolest place for climaxes. The best place for Sonic
Overdone in Sonic. Overdone in Sonic.
3 and Knuckles.
Overdone.
And what do you have?
Sonic 2. Oh, yeah. Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Sonic 2 is on the space station. It's only Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and they did a better version of that because you got two super characters at the same time,
where you
which is more super characters than Instant Sonic Heroes because you only had one. I don't count those stupid bubbles. Do you even have an excuse for that? Do you even have an excuse for why there isn't Super Tails and Super Knuckles, or do you even admit that?
My excuse is that I think we can both agree on this. Takashi Iizuka is incompetent and doesn't know what people want, and he was too afraid to put Super Tails and Super Knuckles. Yeah, we'll agree on that.
But I have to say, it's just the finale for SA2. I mean, not that you can judge a game entirely based on the finale, but the finale of SA2 was so much more impactful. It had this great ending. Shadow fucking dies. Yes, I know he comes back, obviously, in a very tactless, unexplained way in Heroes. But when SA2 came out, we all thought he died. I mean, it really looked like he died. So we were all like, damn, what an emotional scene. And then there's Sonic comes back. They talk to each other. There's Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog. And you know what? It really was an end of an era at that moment because it was the last console or like Sonic game on a console made by Sega, like the last flagship game. And it really was, it showed because after that, they're like, we got to dumb this shit down and make it for babies for the next game.
Okay, let me make my final point because I feel like this all comes down to like what you prefer out of a Sonic story. So I'm gonna give like my closing point because it feels like we're going in circles here. Mostly down to you being like a bad debater. I'm a master debater, so this is what I think about Sonic Heroes versus Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Heroes, I don't think you can criticize it for its story being simple because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to tell a simple story, and they succeed entirely with the characters being charming and likable and fun. That's what the game is trying to do. Sonic Adventure 2 is trying to tell a serious story, but it's got fucking terrible pacing. Some lines of dialogue are really bad, despite how many fucking iconic moments you want to list from it. I'm talking about the package as a whole. It's got dumb plot holes like the laser or Knuckles not even acknowledging Angel Island falling from the sky, or his little pocket emerald that changes size over the course of each cutscene to where he can pull it out of his fucking ass in the last time. And yeah, I feel like I can commend them trying to do something more ambitious, but I can't give them credit for that whenever they fall on their face, and that's why I think Sonic Heroes, because Sonic Heroes succeeds at what it tries to do, and that's my point.
Okay, my point is that Sonic Heroes tries to do nothing. It's literally nothing.
No, I said no. Just being simple does not equate to being bad. It's not the
Nailing
case.
a 2 out of 10 story is not as good as stumbling a 9 out of 10 story. I'm sorry.
What?
There's nothing there. There's nothing to sink your teeth into. Heroes has nothing going on. There's nothing intellectually stimulating. I'm never.
Are you
wondering
looking
if
for
everyone-
something intellectually stimulating out of Sonic the
I want
Hedgehog?
there to be a reason for me to be in my things I'm doing.
They're
not
trying to
just
defeat
go
it. That's like playing
You-
Sonic.
okay.
That's like playing Sonic 1. Like, why
That's
am I
like,
doing
okay,
this?
by
What?
your argument, Sonic 1 for the Genesis has a better story because it does exactly what it tries to do. It nails what it's trying to do. It's trying to do
Sonic
less than Sonic
Heroes!
Heroes, but it nails it, so it's better.
Sonic Heroes nails what it's trying to do, you fucking
It's like
idiot.
Sonic 1 nailed it, and having no story almost. I mean, it has a story. Sonic 1 has a story. I mean, you could go from point A to point B. You have to fight Eggman at the end. You can hit him, and you get a good ending. Like, it does. I get what you're trying to say, Mark, and because this is like the only argument you can make, because the story is so insubstantial. It's just nothing. It's just like a nothing.
But they're not
it's
trying to be
there.
substantial with it. They're trying to do something
Exactly,
simple,
they're
and
not
they
even trying.
succeed.
You're getting
They
like, they didn't
succeed.
even
They
try with Heroes.
succeed.
It is such a step down from Adventure 2. It didn't even like step down to the level of Adventure 1. It's like stepped down so far to the point where we're actually at Genesis level storytelling.
So what's wrong with the Genesis stories?
I don't have a problem with Genesis stories, but
Then why do you have a problem with Heroes?
Because I want my 3D Sonic games to have a story. I'm sorry if that makes me crazy.
It does.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree here, but also I win.
But
win this
I
fight.
actually win because CyberShell doesn't
Actually-
acknowledge the Pocket Emerald. Yeah, he still hasn't answered that, even though I've asked like a million times.
That's
So are
a
we-
plot hole. That's
are
just
we
a
done?
weird decision.
That is a plot
Are we
hole.
done
What happened to
with
the
this?
Angel Island? Yeah, we're done. CyberShell's wrong. He couldn't.
Okay, if that's a plot
acknowledge
hole,
it.
then they're not being a Master Emerald and not being an Angel Island in Heroes is also a plot
It's
hole.
not a plot hole because they don't even bring it up.
They don't bring it up or they don't bring. That's stupid, dude. So it doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's not that it doesn't exist. It's that they don't bring up. You're never.
They didn't bring up the events of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. Metal Sonic brings up the events of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. So those happened in the universe.
I never said
So
they
it
didn't.
still fucking exists. So it is a plot hole. So fuck you.
But it can just be assumed that
no,
that
no,
no
no, no,
no. It isn't
no,
about
no,
Knuckles. It's
no,
no.
I just heard
The
this
point.
plot hole.
It's not about Knuckles. It's about the Master Emerald. The Master Emerald. Knuckles doesn't. There isn't a scene in Sonic Heroes when Knuckles is like, oh, by the way, I've got the Master Emerald.
Master
Fucking suck
Emerald
up
is
my
part
ass.
of his personality. It's part of his
It's not
character.
part
It's
of his
like-
personality.
Yes,
What?
it is. At that point in
It's
the Sonic
character
games,
motivation,
it
not-
was because every single game up till that point with Knuckles strongly featured the Master Emerald. This was the first game to be like, fuck the Master Emerald, fuck Knuckles as a character that has his own
You
motivations.
can't
and
bitch about it
reasons
for stuff
doing
that came
things.
after.
He's
Can I
just Sonic's
tell
friend.
you
He's
something?
just Sonic's friend from now on. He has no
So this
interest
is how
in-
Heroes starts, because I assume CyberShell forgot. Sonic Heroes doesn't start with Knuckles hanging with Sonic. Sonic is doing his thing, running through a desert, and he comes around. Tails flies with Knuckles in the backseat and says, "Long time no see," very clearly implying that the three run their separate ways. And with Knuckles chilling in the back, it implies that Tails got the thing from Eggman, went and got Knuckles in Angel Island. I was like, okay, now let's go get Sonic. So clearly Knuckles must have had
Just
some.
to about that first cutscene.
What?
Who's flying the plane after Tails jumps out?
He's got autopilot.
No, there's
Speaking of the plane. Speaking of the
You can't
plane.
tell me that there's
Speaking of the plane. Speaking of the plane. Speaking of the plane. Speaking of the you want to bring up the fucking tornado. You want to bring up the plane. Why does they clearly established in Sonic Adventure 2 that Tails can turn the mech into a plane? Why doesn't he fucking fly through half the levels? For the interior ones, I get completely. But for the outside ones, why does when he's chasing the president? Why do? Okay, you know what they do in fucking 10 whatever as Rouge? They fucking whenever you drive up to the president, Tails is flying above him. Why weren't we playing as Tails flying above him if he can so easily go into this plane mode? Why are we driving him in a fucking dog shit car? Why can't Tails fly his fucking plane?
Why doesn't he just get the tornado and then fly directly to the egg fleet? Well, answer me that. Especially if it has autopilot, it should be able to call it up. And then why do they have to go all the way to the jungle and shit and all that bullshit? Answer me that.
You
No,
couldn't
can't. It's
drive
plot hole.
a plane
You
into
can't
the
pretend
trees.
the tornado doesn't exist because it's in the first cutscene, and then Tails jumps out, and it. I forgot about this, but now this is my main argument. This is my main thesis for why Sonic Heroes is bad. It's the plane in the first cutscene. I really don't know what to say. I mean, I think everyone
It's
knows
just
Sonic Adventure
subjective.
2 is a better story. I commend you. You did better than I thought you would arguing for Heroes, but no, not even. No.
It's
The
no,
climax
no,
is
no,
not
no, no, no. You
satisfying.
can't pull the whole like. I'm surprised you actually did a pretty good job, but I'm still right. Like, no CYBERSHELL.
I mean,
You're wrong. I would
take it
rather Sonic
other category.
Heroes. Sonic Heroes nails what they're trying to do. Sonic Adventure
They
2
don't, though.
stumbles
They
out of
don't.
the gate.
The characters, the motivations don't even make sense for the character
What do
fights.
you
It's
mean?
stupid.
What do you the fucking Rouge what Amy and the Chaotix fight because Amy thought that Vector was being a creep on her. Rouge thinks the Chaotix are like
Being a
business
creep.
rivals.
Yeah, she also thought they were being a creep.
Yeah,
Then Amy sees Sonic and then she's like tries to kill him. It's stupid. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
but that's
I'm gonna
always.
marry you, Sonic. I'm gonna knock you off this platform a million feet off
Well,
the
it's
ground.
clear that the implication is that Sonic is fighting back.
Sonic is canceled. I
CYBERSHELL,
don't know what
typical
to say. I don't know
SJW
what
CYBERSHELL.
Stage dialogue might not count for story, but it's very obnoxious. Look at all those Eggman's robots. You know how many times he hears that? Mark is gonna say it's not that many times. I'm telling you, you have to hear that at least 10 fucking times minimum.
But it wants to inform
All right, guys.
you that
Are
they're
we
Yeah, don't worry. CYBERSHELL is
just
wrong,
getting
and we
right-
can move on.
He did the story point to me.
All right.
Are we good?
Yeah, I get the point. By the way, while you were
You
gone.
get to see Eggman.
CYBERSHELL. Whenever you were
gone.
gone, Ricardo, CYBERSHELL started crying. Was like, "Please, Mark, please go easy on me." Whenever.
No, I've been
Ricardo-
listening this entire time. I just got my dinner.
All right.
All right.
Let's go on.
Well, that was a pretty good segment, and we did get some donations during that. Much tamer, and low key than last time. So, here we go. It won't be as extensive, so should be pretty. You guys can give like longer replies if you want. Niku Zeta, I hope I said that right. Donated $5 and said, "Cyber, Mark, both SA2 and Heroes have their pros and cons. It's truly impossible to debate, which is better. Expect, I think they meant to say except Unleashed because it's perfect." All right.
Again, if you like combat, just as an aside, I do like the daytime stage in Unleashed, and I don't hate the combat so much, but there's just too much of it. There's too much werehog bullshit, just like there's too much combat bullshit in Heroes. Mark will downplay it and say you can skip it, but you can't. You have to do a lot of fighting in that game.
All right. Captain Benomi, again, with a very generous $10 Canadian, said, "We don't know why Gun attacked Ark. Could be cover-up. Could be fear of Project Shadow. Most likely, Gerald was building weapons for Gun to finance what he cared about."
You shouldn't have to fill in the blanks for like to try excuse what's going on. Like, what's
Yeah,
happening? It
stories
could be
should
this.
have
It could be this.
nothing
It could be this. No, the game
Everything
should say it.
figured out so it's like babies can understand it. That's what really means to nail a story, is to have no nuance, to not try anything. That's what it means to nail a story.
Yeah, you just got to imply a bunch of things. I'm sure one of the ones will be right.
I'm doing good, Aaron.
It's like when a movie leaves something open to interpretation. It really just most of the time it just means like, oh fuck, I don't know how to end this in a way that's satisfying. So just like come up with it
I
yourself.
don't like any ambiguity. I don't like any sort of thinking critically for myself. I need everything spelled out to me, and I need it to be in terms babies can understand. That's why I like Sonic Heroes story.
Yeah, I think we at least we can agree on this. So I get the point.
The point goes to me. I was just
Captain Benomi said again with the $5 donation, "I better stop watching this debate live before I end up homeless." Thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it very much. Yeah, but don't go homeless, please. UDUG fan, I hope right once again. $5, not $5. Sorry, I am stupid. £5. Sonic Heroes sucks. There's almost no story, and it never explained why they went from a haunted castle to Egg Fleet. Plus, I play Team Rose first.
the one.
I assume that's sarcasm. The whole like, how do we get from this level to this level? Because that's it's not like it's like me playing fucking Sonic 2 and going like, how did they get from Emerald Hill to chemical plants? Like what?
I agree. It is a regression Genesis era of not showing any interconnectedness between these. So in Sonic Adventure 1, you had the hub fields. In Sonic Adventure 2, you didn't
You're
have the hub
arguing for Sonic Adventure 1. Jeez.
But in Sonic Adventure 2, even though they don't have the hub fields, they still want to be like, this is a coherent adventure. Like you're going around a world, and they give you a nice little map. Is there a map in Sonic Heroes? No, there's no map.
Oh, by the way, guys, you just saw my desktop for a second because I clicked off my Discord. Sorry, what were you saying, CYBERSHELL?
I guess I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I'll wait till we're on presentation to be talking about the menus and stuff. But yeah, I strongly feel like, you know, SA2 has a stronger showing in that department.
All right. Well, Deox, with the $4.99 donation says, "Sorry, Cyber Daddy Mark, cursing like a British sailor got me rooting for him now." Oh.
I hope people don't think we're being serious in this. I think Sonic Adventure 2 is I think Sonic Heroes is the better game, but look, I'm not saying there's no pros to Sonic Adventure 2. I like whenever Sonic stories take themselves seriously, but I think if I were to speak about which one was objectively better, I think Heroes succeeds.
He's lying.
I think
it's SA2 is better. He just can't lose face here. There's
no
way
no, I really.
That doesn't make any sense, dude. That doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't make any sense?
How can you prefer the story to Heroes?
I didn't say I preferred the story to Heroes. I said I prefer Heroes' story to SA2.
Well, I guess we were going to the next presentation area. Like, there are some things about Heroes I like, which I'll get into shortly, but I just feel like...
Okay, yeah, that's how we'll end this. We'll end this by talking... We'll like, at the very end, we'll talk about what we like about each game. Just to, like, leave this on a note where it doesn't seem that, like, fucking one-sided.
Definitely. Alright,
next... praising Sonic Adventure 2 as my arguments, but the whole time I'm just dunking on Heroes because it's too easy.
All right, our last two donations come from Gilly the Kid. He donated $2. Said Tails sounds like a toddler in Heroes.
I like his voice in that. I'd rather it be that than a boy on the fucking brisk of puberty.
There's a reason that voice actresses usually play young boys. It's because children can't fucking act.
But it's not a woman in Sonic Adventure 2. It's a young boy.
All right, and our final donation.
You can say the voice in Sonic Heroes is bad, but you can't say the one in SA2 isn't also bad for the exact same reason.
Better. It's not like a great performance. I mean, I'll give you that, but it's better than Heroes.
I don't agree.
So
I agree.
Our last donation comes from Sam, who gives $2.99. Thank you so much, Sam. So Ricardo,
Sam
how are you doing? No, it's just Sam.
Oh.
It's just a normal Sam. Don't worry. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just having a good old time. I'm eating my French fries I just got. I'm gonna dig into that sandwich when we get onto the next topic. So I'm having a great night. Gonna watch WandaVision later. Anyways, those are the donations that came in during the stories segment. Once again, if you want to donate and get your questions answered or make a funny statement, we will of course read it on stream and you will be acknowledged by us. And yeah, with that, we're going to be moving on to our next topic. We will be talking about a very important part when it comes to games and media and anything. It is presentation. Presentation is huge. When it comes to this stuff, and both games have their own versions of presentation in spades, so it's a very broad subject, so there's plenty to talk about. So without any further ado, let's dive into presentation. Take it away,
Sonic Heroes presentation is just so much more fitting for a Sonic game.
What the hell does that mean?
It's more akin to what I expect out of a Sonic game. It's exaggerated landscapes, trying to be so realistic.
Of a vague term. I'm not exactly sure what everything this can encompass, but I prefer the look of SA2 by a wide margin. I just prefer the characters and just how everything fits together. Here's my one thing. Like, the one thing that I can't even pretend to deny is that Sonic Heroes has some beautiful levels, amazing looking levels. I do like the levels, like theming and how just they look. They're great. I have no complaints with that level of art direction. On the other hand, another almost equally important or almost more important thing is that the character models in Heroes are bad. I don't like them. I don't like the models. I don't like the lighting on the models. I don't like anything about them. I don't like them in the CGI cutscenes. I do not like the shiny plastic McDonald's toy ass looking motherfucking models in that game. But I will at least cut them a little slack, because obviously if you have 3 characters on screen at once, you know, you're controlling 3 characters, you have a little less polygons to go around compared to SA2. So again, I'll cut them a little slack, but I don't like the models. They don't look good. They're bad.
I want to say that for Sonic Adventure 2, I don't like Sonic's model in particular. I don't like that his arms don't actually connect to his body, and it's really visible a lot of the time in cutscenes. I don't like how he has a really chubby face that doesn't make him look cool in the slightest. Sonic Adventure 2, while I would say it makes sense for the design and art direction to fit the tone they're going for, I think that a lot of the stages look very boring. Like Eggman's, like the first Eggman stage, what's called Iron Gate or something like that. It's so boring aesthetically, and you also got like the Tails equivalent of it, and then you got like the two space mech levels, which are kind of like the same thing as the lab level. I don't know what they're called. The prison levels in there. There are only like a select few levels where I'm like, well, that's a nice aesthetic, and it's usually the ones that aren't repeated, like Pumpkin Hill or City Escape or Metal Harbor. But about the heroes models, if I can defend them for a bit, I agree that I don't like the shiny look. I really don't. But if I can somewhat try to justify it from their standpoint of Sega, I can only theorize that it does a better job at helping the characters stand out. You're playing as 3 characters, and the camera is a lot more zoomed out than it is in Sonic Adventure 2. I can only assume the extra like shininess just helps make them stand out more and make them more visible, makes their colors pop more, so it's easier to see them and tell what you're doing. And because you want to be able to see like who's who you're controlling at any given time, like who's doing what, like where everyone is. Like I don't particularly think it was the best decision, but I can somewhat justify it to myself. But overall, yeah, I think Sonic Heroes has gorgeous
not really
levels.
a Heroes unique problem. I just want to get like like shiny, weird, plasticky models. Like that was really like the hip thing to do around 2003, 2004. So it really isn't like a Heroes unique problem. It's not like I really don't like them. I feel like it's almost worse than the fucking pre-rendered cutscenes. I just don't like the models, but I hear where you're coming from. Like I can see how it could technically be a little beneficial as far as gameplay wise. Like you can see your guys a little better. So I'll give you that. Like it's you know, it doesn't actually bother me as much as it used to. And you know, hearing you say that you're not trying to defend the shiny looks, I mean, I'll agree with you there. Like it's not that bad, honestly. I don't have a problem with the SA2 models. I think they're fine. I feel like they're more expressive in the cutscenes, like, or expressive might not be the right word, because they're actually maybe more expressive in Heroes, because like they're constantly just like doing crazy poses and like moving really fast. It's like I feel like there's a lot more. It's like more subtle and understated in like the performances. Like, you know, you got that Sonic with that smug look on his face as he's walking with the fake emerald towards Eggman. He's got that nice little slow walk. I mean, I don't know. You just know what I'm talking about, right? Like the character is a little more bombastic.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's another problem with Heroes. It's not trying to tell a story, so there aren't many cutscenes to speak of. But the cutscenes that I really like are the CG ones. Not in terms of the models. I agree with you. They give like Sonic a weird, like Homer Simpson, like they give him like a yellow skin tone or whatever that I'm not a fan of. But that's where I think the cinematography really shines. Like before he fights Shadow and he lunges backwards to like rush in at him, or whenever he's saying to Metal Sonic, like he's wagging his finger saying like we're Sonic Heroes, which is a dumb line, but I like the posing. Or
you know, well, again, I guess I'll agree with you again here. There are some good parts to the pre-render cutscenes. I hyper focus on the character models because I don't like them, but like there's some good stuff there for sure. Some of the stuff with like the egg fleet blowing up and like the liquid metal, that was all right. It's really just the character models. That's like my main problem with the presentation for just the graphics. I have other complaints with the presentation of Heroes, but it's like related to the menus and shit mostly.
What's fair? The section is a lot more it's a lot more
less yelling. Okay, well, I guess I'll just get back into the yelling real quick. So like I just feel like for as far as presentation, I just prefer the look and theming of SA2. It has a very clear hero versus dark theming, and it's like reflected in a lot of the menus. You know what I mean? It's like you got that clear like dichotomy of like light and dark. I just like the menus. I think they're cool. I don't really like the weird color scheme they got going on for Heroes. It's got like light green, pink, and red are like the most prominent colors. It's not a nice combo.
There's no pink.
And here's another thing. It's there. There is pink. It's like the highlight of the red. Like you'll see what I mean. It's not that prominent, but you'll see it. I'll bring up a screenshot if you don't believe me. But the point is, here's another thing. I'm not 100% sure if this falls under presentation, but I'm gonna do it here. So like I was sort of getting into this earlier. Like in SA2, you want to play a level again. That's cool. just go to the nice map screen where you can pick any stage you want. You can even see where it is on the map. In Sonic Heroes, the level select isn't even fully functional. You can only select the Act 1 of certain stages. It's so weird. Like, why can't I just start playing as...
Are you stupid or something? Oh my god, okay. CYBERSHELL. In Sonic Heroes, there's an option to go, it's marked under Challenge, which I agree is probably just a fucking shitty Japanese translation, but it's called Challenge. You go in there and you can pick any level you want. You can pick any level you want, Act 1, Act 2, or the boss, and you can also pick a little bonus mission if you want to play more of the game.
Yeah, right. I mean, SA2 has bonus missions too.
That's not the point I was making. The point I was making is that you said you tried to make the point that you couldn't start Act 2, but you can. What?
The emeralds there too, right?
Yeah, you can get the emeralds, yeah, wherever you want. And you can get the emeralds in any order. It's not like you have to get them all as Team Sonic. You can get like 2 as Team Sonic, 3 as Team Rose. Like you can mix and match.
That's nice. I still don't think the special stages are good. It was kind of a waste of time and energy and resources putting that in the game, because first of all, it's not even like a good special stage. It's not even like unique. It's basically just a half pipe, but what if we did a full pipe? You know what I mean? Like there's nothing.
Yeah, it's not a half pipe.
Really not. It's a full pipe, but it's nothing. It's really not. It's not like anything special there. I don't really feel like, you know. I feel like, okay, so here's, as far as systems go, if you like Sonic Adventure 2 and you want to keep playing it, then there's all sorts of incentivizing things here. You got the extra missions, you got the A ranks to go after, and the best one of all, you have an entire optional, mind you, side system called the Chow Garden, which incentivizes you to replay levels and get the animals and get things. Whereas if you want to replay Sonic Heroes, good, because you don't have a fucking choice. You have to replay it. Like the game doesn't, it's not optional. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but again, this is a debate between me and you and our feelings towards stuff.
I'll let you speak, but I'm not letting you use this one argument. You can't just say it's fine because I like it. Guess what? That's like saying Shadow the Hedgehog is completely fine structurally because I like playing it. Like that doesn't excuse the fact you have to play Westopolis 10 fucking times. Like that's not an excuse.
I wasn't gonna make that point. My point was gonna be that what?
Saying you have already. I was trying to preempt you.
My point was gonna be, it shows how on edge you are at how much you're struggling to come up with counterpoints. My point with the Chai Garden is the Chai Garden is completely reliant on the main game. You have to go back to get your Chaos Drives and your fucking little animal buddies. I don't give a shit about the main game, and I don't like playing it. Therefore, I don't want to go back. I don't want to. I don't want to go to City Escape in a game. I don't want to go to City Escape. I don't want to go to City Escape. I don't want to go to City Escape in a level where I'm meant to be moving forward to get to the end as fast as I can and like fucking look around for little fucking animals. I don't want to have to like go look for this small little mystic melody thing that I can do my thing on and jump up to get a dumb chai. Like it's not fun. I'm not arguing that the case isn't like, oh, I don't like it. It's a case of, well, I don't know how anyone would like that. It's not fun. It's not fun to replay the same level 5 fucking times.
It's not really fun to play the same level 4 fucking times.
I said 5. The number was higher.
Yeah, well, you have to replay the stages a lot more than that in Heroes if you want to do all the fucking missions and beat super hard mode and get all the A ranks.
Beating super hard mode gets you nothing. That's just like a reward if you like playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about 100% completion. What do you get for 100% completing Heroes? You get a nice little screen saying, "Oh, thank you for playing." What do you get for Sonic Adventure 2? You get Green Hill Zone, a new level, and shut the fuck up about Green Hill Zone being overused, because this was the
No, I never said that. I never said that. I was gonna say the Green Hill level.
In your mind, I can hear it.
No, I didn't. My point in my head was that it's not a fun level. It's bad. It's like 1 minute long. It's using it's doing the thing that I'm glad Sonic Generations didn't do, where it's using the exact same level design from Sonic 1, which is not translated into 3D well. So it's not even like a fun bonus level. It's just like a fucking another slog to get.
Level. It was really cool seeing that place realized in 3D. It's not the best level in the game. I mean, I'll give you that for sure, but it's a fucking Easter egg, dude. It's practically like,
it's not an Easter egg. It's not what an Easter egg is. You have to beat the game 100% to get it.
Is extremely. If we did a poll of the amount of people who legitimately got 180 emblems, it's low. But that's all I'm saying. I'm saying the game doesn't force Green Hill Zone in your mouth. Doesn't force feed it to you. It's just a fun little bonus. And again, if you look at it in isolation, sure, it's not the greatest bonus of all time, but let's compare it to the bonus you get for 100%ing Sonic Heroes, which is a big fucking nothing.
If you want to be fair about it, your bonus for beating Heroes 100% and getting all the emeralds is the super hard mode.
Right, which is stupid. And super hard mode, you know, I don't like it. I don't really care for it, but it's whatever. It's fine. It probably doesn't make the game worse just by existing. But if you want to argue that it's like some amazing feature, which you're probably not going to, but if you were, I would just say that Sonic Adventure 2 also has a hard mode. It's just built into the missions. It's mission 5 of every level.
Yeah, I have to play through 4 other boring missions to get to it, though. Can't play the missions in any order I want. I have to do them in order every single time. And it's the exact same ones over and over.
The exact same order. How about the fact that Sonic Heroes, for no good reason, not only does it make you play the game 4 times, it makes you do it 4 times in the same fucking order. Like, that would have been such a small, easy thing. Even if it was the same fucking levels. Just spruce up the order. Give me a different order for a different story, a different campaign. Why did I gotta do it the same order 4 fucking times? It's stupid. That was a bad
Sonic 3 and Knuckles doesn't have Teal's story in a different order. Doesn't have Knuckles' story in a different order.
But the 3D games don't make you play through the stage level. Sonic Adventure 1, you don't have to play the same stages. You have different stages, obviously.
You have to play all stories. You have to play through Teal's, Knuckles, Amy, Big, and Gamma to get to the final story, even though they have no contribution towards a Supersonic boss fight. Why are you bringing up Sonic Adventure 1? This is a Sonic Adventure 2 to beat CYBERSHELL.
It's saying Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 are much more similar in structure, so...
So
yeah.
What's your point? I agree, they are very similar in structure. I'm glad we can agree.
I don't really see... Yeah, you're the one who likes Sonic Adventure 1, so I don't see what the problem is.
I don't think the levels are fun. I think the mech stages are worse. I think the treasure hunting stages are worse. I think the Sonic stages are... I think the Sonic stages are good, and the Shadow... most of the Shadow stages are bad.
They're not bad. They're pretty much equal quality.
Yeah, I love dealing with...
The stages are worse than the Eggman stages, and the Roo stages are worse than the Knuckles stages.
It's in the sense of like what Shadow's final stage? Final Chase? It is one of the worst levels in a fucking Sonic game. The dumb anti-gravity shit with the little cylinder spiral things.
I'll give you that.
Are so like how are you gonna go fast with that shit? It was like, oh, I gotta wait through this, and it doesn't even work half the time. You clip through the shit. It's so fucking. I saw someone in the chat say like, Sonic Heroes is buggy. Sonic Adventure 2 is a polished game. It is not fucking polished. It's
way
not
more polished than Heroes.
It's mic polished.
No. You don't understand here. I had so many more like problems with just like rail grinding was introduced in SA2, and the only stages where it's like, you know, iffy is Final Rush and Final Chase. You don't really,
yeah, the ones where they're fucking mandatory to use. Yeah, the only ones where they're iffy are the ones where you have to use them.
But guess what?
Like, yeah,
those are the final stages. They have great vertical design, meaning there's plenty of times where you can fall and then you won't even necessarily die right away because you can land on a lower rail. Whereas it's much more linear in, you know, the rail canyon stage or whatever in Heroes, which there's a lot less chances to fall under you on something. It's much more straightforward. That level does look really cool, but I still think Final Chase and Final Rush is the cooler grinding stage because the Arc is a very, very cool location, and being on the outside of it right there, that was a very good finale. And the cylinders aren't that bad. You can spin dash jump off of them just like almost everything else in the game.
But you glitch through them a lot.
You glitch. I never glitch. I've never once in my life...
Well, you glitch in Sonic Heroes. You're making all these Heroes glitches up, and I haven't experienced them, so if you want to pull that card... I don't know.
I'm trying to say, like, we're gonna have to go based on the people in the chat, what their experience.
No, because they're gonna say Sonic Adventure 2 is better.
The camera in Heroes is so much worse. I don't even know how to like.
No, it's really not. It's honestly, it's on. You're bitching about the hallway levels. Yeah, it's like the camera is always behind you. It always, and when it isn't behind, it always shifts to where you're looking at. What?
Levels are so straightforward and like linear. Like, how do you seriously are you contending that these levels are better than the ones in SA2? Like, there are.
So you're agreeing with me that you're saying they're straight lines. How does the camera possibly get fucked up in a straight line? If it's just a straight line, then you're always know where you're going.
The camera gets fucked up, but it would just turn around when I'm grinding on rails. It is fucked.
It doesn't fucking. You know what you're probably doing? You're probably pressing the 2 fucking shoulder buttons on the back that turn the camera around.
Not pressing the shoulder buttons, I assure you.
Everyone in the chat, I have seen him playing it. He is pressing the shoulder buttons.
Because you never know if the game's gonna kill you or not. Like, I would go through one of those rainbow hoops and be like, okay, I'm not gonna touch the control stick and I'll land on a rail, and then I wouldn't land on a rail. The game will murder you.
That's not happened to me, and that can happen in Sonic Adventure 2 as well, where you jump off the fucking the rails with like the little green thing at the end and you don't land on anything. That happens in SA2 as well. You can't act like it doesn't.
I really feel like this argument is not really progressing us.
You brought up the argument.
I just feel like I think we're getting sidetracked in the gameplay.
You brought it up.
As far as presentation goes, I feel like menus and just all that stuff, SA2 got it slam dunked. Just the theming of the game, like Hero versus Dark is cooler than Sonic Heroes. What does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's like you're playing Sonic Colors and you're like, Sonic Colors? What does that even mean? Like what? What are you on about? It's a fucking title.
The Wisps, you dumbass.
Why would the Colors of the Wisps be the title of the game?
They're the main gimmick of the game.
What? CYBERSHELL, you're getting completely off track here. What are you on about? You're bringing up Sonic Colors out of nowhere?
About colors over here.
You're the one who brought it up. I don't even know what you're on about.
I never once.
It's like Sonic fucking 3D Blast. It's like, what is the blast? Why is it called Sonic 3D Blast? It's like, what?
I'm just saying, there's a clear theming going on. Hero versus Dark. What's the theming of Heroes? It's just Heroes. We're Sonic Heroes.
Yeah,
theming.
That's the theming is team. It's team-based gameplay.
We're the good guys.
No, that's not true. This Team Dark are not presented as the good guys. They're going to murder Eggman. They're not going there to save the dead. They're not going there to save the world.
Sonic Adventure 2 are anti-heroes. You are playing as Eggman trying to take over the world. You are playing as Shadow trying to blow up the world. In Team fucking Dark, you're just trying to beat Eggman.
No, you're not trying to beat Eggman.
That's not Dark. That's not evil. That's not anti-hero. There's nothing anti-hero about it. Don't say, oh, they're going to kill Eggman. They're not going to kill Eggman. You know that's not going to happen. This isn't Shadow.
They're taking Eggman out for their own personal reasons. They're not doing it to save the world or help people.
It doesn't matter, dude. He's literally the worst person in the world of Sonic. And like, even if you have a selfish reason for taking him down, that doesn't matter. You're still the good guys. You're still the Sonic Heroes. That's why it's called Sonic Heroes.
How are you the Sonic Heroes if you're playing as Shadow?
Okay, so here's the thing. SA2 created Shadow, gave him a full arc. Sonic Heroes brings him back, gives him amnesia, fucking ruins him. Permanently ruined. The damage wasn't done until Shadow the Hedgehog the game came out, although Shadow the Hedgehog is basically Sonic Heroes 2.
I don't even know how that's something you can fucking mention with Heroes. That's not Sonic Heroes' fault. They don't focus on it in the story. It's not like they completely ruin Shadow's character.
Yeah, the fact that they don't focus on it on the story is a problem.
No, it's not. They're not trying to tell a serious story.
They're not trying to tell any story. They're just bringing characters back who are dead for no reason and not explaining why. Giving him amnesia, the dumbest bullshit of all time.
No. You said they're not explaining why. They don't say why, but they give hints towards what could happen because they clearly already had the right. Because they clearly are trying to build up hype towards Shadow the Hedgehog. Telling the story of Shadow the Hedgehog is not something Sonic Heroes is concerned with doing.
They shouldn't have had Shadow the Hedgehog in the fucking game.
That's not even like you were talking about presentation right now. Like if you wanted to mention this earlier on, you probably could have CYBERSHELL.
That made no sense.
That
didn't explain it.
Shadow coming back is not a fucking plot hole. It's not a plot hole.
He dies at the end of Adventure 2, and then he's alive for no reason. Heroes.
Yes, and it's presented as a fucking confusing thing for Rouge. She's like, "What Shadow?" Like, if they brought him back and Rouge was like, "Hey, Shadow," that would be a plot hole. That would be a plot hole then if Rouge was like, "Oh, what's up?"
You hated open-ended, ambiguous bullshit, and then this game has the worst case of it out of any Sonic game by far.
Sorry, I took my earphone out for a second. What did you say?
You earlier were complaining about open-ended bullshit up for interpretation, and this game has the worst example in any Sonic game.
They said it's cloning.
Yeah, except it's not even cloning. It's fake. The shit they show you is fake.
The whole point of Shadow is Shadow is chasing Eggman, and he says, "What happened? What is the deal with my past?" And Eggman says, "Puh, you have no past to remember." He's clearly like taunting Shadow. Shadow's going through an inner. They don't say because Shadow is clearly also unaware of what happened. He's trying to figure it out. Who he is. What is he, a clone or is he a robot or is he not?
Exactly. Amnesia is the laziest.
And it's ended on a cliffhanger. And it's ended on a fucking cliffhanger because they want to lead into Shadow the Hedgehog.
Which was a mistake. leading into the
If
sequel,
the thing
right?
Sonic Adventure 2 presented and didn't go further upon was clearly in that game presented as a cliffhanger that they intended to finish. They did not create on fucking they didn't intend on creating Shadow the Hedgehog to further ruin that shit. Like they didn't, because they intended on killing him off and keeping him dead. I don't know how you're even trying to say these are somewhat comparable.
I am blaming Heroes for ruining Shadow, even though in my heart of hearts I know he was probably still salvageable at the end of this. Like if they hadn't fucked up so bad with the game Shadow. But this set
So you're
all
saying
the
you're
seeds.
lying?
This game set all the seeds for things that would go wrong with Shadow's character.
No, it
This is-
doesn't.
this
What are
is
you
a
on
game that
about?
led
Because
into
everything,
a generic-
Shadow the Hedgehog barely even fucking references the events of Heroes. Shadow the Hedgehog is a fucking sequel to Sonic Adventure 2.
No. Shadow the Hedgehog is a fucking sequel to Sonic Heroes. and
No,
is
it's
much
not.
more-
It's no. When do they ever fucking reminisce about a cutscene from Sonic Heroes in Shadow the Hedgehog? You know what they do all the time? They fucking show cutscenes from Sonic Adventure 2. It is a sequel. The story is a sequel to Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, but it's directly taking place after Heroes. I mean,
That
why would
doesn't
Omega
fucking
even
matter
exist?
if it's
Yes,
a fuck.
it does
That's
matter.
like
You
saying
can't
Five
have
Nights
the
at Freddy's
Sonic
2
Adventure
is a
2.
sequel to
Heroes
Five
is
Nights
the
at
game
Freddy's.
that brought him back and gave him amnesia, for fuck's sake, dude.
What? Oh yeah, yeah, but that doesn't even matter because you're dumb.
It does matter. That's exactly the thing that I'm upset about.
It's a sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, though. So
No.
everything Shadow the Hedgehog does and fucks up is a causation of them trying to go further with the stuff in Sonic Adventure 2. And the stuff in Sonic Adventure 2 was set up so
Anything in
sloppily.
Heroes, they were just like, let's bring him back and not explain anything.
They do. It's not that they don't explain anything. It's that they try to present it as being this confusing thing. That's Shadow's entire motivation for the whole thing. You're bitching about no character motivation back in the story segment, but I'm giving you the character motivation. He's chasing Eggman to find out what happened, and Eggman won't tell him.
It's not good writing to take a character who had a complete arc and undo everything that ever happened to them and put them back at square one and give them a mystery. Oh, I have to chase what happened, and then give them no answers. That's not good writing.
The answer is that he's a clone, and that is kind of seen as the sufficient thing at the end of the game. It's like Rouge is like, oh, I guess, like he could be a clone, or
But
he
he's
could.
not a clone. He's literally not even a clone.
I know it. No, sorry, I know what happens at the end of it. I forgot. Omega's like, yeah, the original must exist somewhere, leading Rouge to believe like, oh wait, is this actually the Shadow from back then? Is it? So it's left. It's a cliffhanger for the next game, CYBERSHELL.
Anyone who listened to this whole debate, timestamp me the part where Mark was bitching about ambiguous endings and all this bullshit, because he was complaining about this shit earlier. And now
That's
he's like,
because
this is
they
the point.
clearly intended on following it up. It's not an ambiguous ending if they're intending to fucking follow it up in the next game.
They gave you a bunch of bullshit red herrings and pretended like that was a plot.
It wasn't a fucking red herring if they fucking
It is.
state by
It's
the
a
end
real
of the game
Shadow,
that
and
it's
you're
the
like, oh, he's a
original.
robot. Oh, he's a fucking clone. Let's not answer it.
Omega says the original must exist somewhere, and then you're bitching about a cliffhanger.
Sonic games shouldn't have cliffhangers like that.
Oh, I'm CYBERSHELL. I dictate what Sonic games should and shouldn't have. They shouldn't have cliffhangers.
The other Sonic games have cliffhangers.
What? I'm not basing this off what Sonic. Why? You're saying that Heroes is so simple and
saying
takes no
Heroes is
chances.
simple and
I'm
doesn't
talking
make
about
the
how
reason
it
I
took a
want
chance
to
and tried to have a cliffhanger, and you're bitching that you're bitching at the mere existence of a
Can
cliffhanger.
you fail
What?
to finish telling your story? That's not
CYBERSHELL,
cliffhanger.
tell me this. You keep presenting ideas, but you never expand upon them. Why shouldn't Sonic games have cliffhangers?
The Sonic games should have a self-contained complete story. Like Sonic Adventure 2 has a self-contained complete story with Shadow. He has his arc, he dies. Sonic Adventure 1 has a self-contained complete story with Gamma. He dies, he doesn't come back. Sonic Heroes is like, we can't do that. We can't tell a self-contained complete
So
story.
why is that a bad thing?
Okay, it's pathetic because there's nothing going
Your
on.
entire
in here.
your
They
entire
had
reasoning.
time.
Wait.
Plenty of time.
So you're saying Sonic Heroes, Sonic games shouldn't have a self-contained story because Sonic Adventure 2 didn't do it, or Sonic Adventure 1 didn't? Like, what is that? That's so dumb. That's like
Every single Sonic game except this one can finish its story and not have any weird unfinished plot threads. So what's
that's
up?
not even that doesn't matter. It's what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up Shadow the
You
Hedgehog.
keep saying that. This is what they wanted to do. It's what they wanted to do. They did exactly what they wanted to do, and they nailed the landing or whatever. It's like what they were trying to do was bad and wrong, and they should feel bad.
How is it bad? How is telling a simple story bad?
Because they didn't even finish telling the simple story. If you're gonna tell a simple story with not a lot of cutscenes, at least finish telling it. It's
Then
not
a
like
lot
they
of
gave you a lot to sink your teeth into and then had a few dangling plot threads. They gave you nothing and then also didn't answer any of the only questions. Like, why is Shadow back and what's up with him is like the only question I actually had when I went into this game, and they didn't answer it.
So you're saying it kept you on edge for Shadow the Hedgehog, aka they fucking succeeded with the cliffhanger.
So, according to Mark, just not finishing your story is objectively a good
They
thing to
did
do
finish
because
it. They just left that one thing up in the
find
air.
the next product.
They finished because Rouge is
So,
questioning. No,
according to
no,
you,
no.
It was all that to bait people into buying Shadow the Hedgehog, even though Shadow the Hedgehog is a direct sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, not Sonic Heroes. Even
in
though it has a
terms of
cliffhanger
story,
ending.
in terms of story, yes,
The
it is a
cliffhanger
direct.
ending doesn't lead into the next thing. It's actually a sequel to the previous thing. What you're saying makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a sequel. It's the game that comes after Heroes. Of course, they're gonna have to set up why that happens in that game. But it's a sequel in terms of the story. Are you really gonna tell me that Shadow the Hedgehog is not a sequel in its story to Sonic Adventure 2, despite it like the entire fucking framing around it being flashbacks to Sonic Adventure 2, him trying to figure out what's happened in Sonic Adventure 2 and how to move forward after that? Are you really gonna sit here and tell me that's CyberShell?
The only okay, it's not a direct. It features elements from Sonic Adventure 2, of course, because that's the game Shadow was created in. It's the most important game for Shadow. Except, I mean, I guess you could say Shadow the Hedgehog, but you know that game wasn't very good for him.
Are we ready to move on?
Are we ready to end the presentation?
Still under presentation. I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, you can't just tell me to stop talking about gameplay and story when I'm gonna keep crushing it.
You're not crushing me. You're not even. Anytime I bring up a point, you're like, "But what about this thing?" Like you're not actually acknowledging anything.
In Heroes, you have a lot of boring egg pawns. This is the game where egg pawns became the generic bad guy. Whereas in SA2, you've got Robotnik's enemies.
You almost made me spit my fucking water out of my mouth.
Chaos. You've got variety. In this, you've got egg pawn. You've got egg pawn with the lance.
You just ran into a little fucking
shield. You've got the turtle. Hey guys, remember the turtle from Sonic Heroes where you have to stop dead in your fucking tracks to do the tornado jump? So
you just fucking ran into a fucking brick wall. City Escape. What are the enemies? Beetles and standing up robots. It's just the gun robots fucking throughout. Sure, there's like an artificial chaos on like fucking 2 levels, but there are like 5 enemies in Sonic Adventure 2. You know what Sonic Heroes has with the egg pawns? The egg pawns not only have personality, but they also have variety in the sense that whenever you're in the fucking casino levels, they're pink and they're green and they've got all this fucking casino wear on. And then they naturally introduce upgraded ones as the level goes on. By the time you get to like fucking Frog Forest, they've got the giant ones. So you're like, oh fuck, they're like taking the stuff that's been established early on. And not even current Sonic games do that shit where they'll have the same enemies in level 1 that they have by the end of it. You know what else other games does that? Fucking Sonic Adventure 2. You're fighting the same fucking enemies you fought in City Escape in fucking whatever the last stage is. It's like that's not progression. Sonic Heroes starts you off with the little egg pawns, then it shows you the variety in the egg pawns, then it starts introducing the bigger ones. And by the time you're at fucking Egg Fleet, they've got these cool like anime robots that shoot giant lasers out of their arms. Like there's progression there. There's enemy variety.
No. Those anime robots suck. They do not fit in at all.
It's variety is my point. It has
in the
something.
Pyramid Cave, you got to fight like the E1000. That's like a different version of Gamma with the double gun arms. You got the Eggman's robots. You got the fucking robots in fucking Green Hill Zone. Even has some throwbacks. And then yes, you got Artificial Chaos. You got multiple different kinds, and they show up in more than 2 fucking levels, dude. That is a complete exaggeration. You got the Beetles. You got the Gold Beetles. You got all sorts of shit, dude.
The fucking gold beetles are just the regular beetles. That's like me saying the yellow egg pawn is different from the regular egg pawn. You're making this point. There are multiple artificial. What were the multiple artificial chaoses? All I remember is the one that like shoots shit out of their face, and then the one that like splits up into mini ones.
You got the splitting ones. You got
and they all look the same.
regular.
And they all look the exact same. Yeah, that's so interesting. It's not even a debate here. Sonic Heroes has more variety and more progression in its enemies. It naturally progresses.
Lots of egg pawns counts as variety.
It's got the egg pawns, it's got the little turtles, it's got the big anime robots.
The enemies in that game suck, and I hated them by the end because you're forced to fucking sit down and fight them. You got the giant guy with the hammer, you got to take his hat off. God, the enemies in that game suck.
You can use the Sonic Wind to immediately take it off. You can use the Sonic Wind to immediately take it off.
I love having to use.
You probably didn't even know that because you don't fucking bother to learn about the combat.
Said there's the guy with the hat. You use the thing to take it off. I just said that, bro.
I just said that no, you're probably thinking like, oh, well, and that's another thing. You can take on the enemies in any way you want. You can either use Tails to knock him down when he's stunned, or you can use Knuckles to knock him down, or you can just use the Sonic Wind. There's so much shit you can do to, like, defeat enemies in any way you want. If you like playing as Sonic, defeat them as Sonic. If you like playing as Knuckles, defeat them as Knuckles. If you like playing as Tails, defeat them as Tails. Like,
I love spamming homing attack 40 times. To
you're
defeat
not,
enemies
your
'cause
40 is an exaggeration. 40 is a complete exaggeration. That's like me saying, oh, you have to fucking homing attack the enemies in Sonic Adventure 2 20 times. You're like, no, you have to do it once, and it's like, oh, no, but it's just
like when like a bunch of enemies spawn and you have to clear them because you can't avoid them. You have to clear the enemies to open the gate and open the next part of the level. You have to clear them all. I'm talking if you beat, like, if there's multiple big guys, yeah, it can take 40 if you have no levels of Sonic.
It does not take fucking 40. Use Knuckles then if it's
not
such a big deal
enemy.
for you. If you don't have a fully leveled up Sonic, then just use Knuckles. What's the big deal?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You're like, you can use Sonic and you can use Tails, except you wouldn't want to use them.
Why? I just give you the exact reason why you want to. You're bitching about you having to home attack 40 times, and I said, why not use Knuckles? Like, what? That's why wouldn't you want to?
Why would you ever not use Knuckles?
Whenever you have a fully leveled up Sonic and you want to use Sonic.
All right, guys.
Never happen.
You want to move on to another to the donation section so we can get on to another
All right.
part of the debate. All right, here we go. All right, this is everybody who's donated so far during this section. Thank you so much. Jaleel Blackwell with the 199 petition to make this a regular thing. Next do boom. We will be doing this as a regular thing. It's pretty fun. So yeah, definitely expect more in the future. Nintendo donated $5, very generous, and said, Mark, explain what Heroes contributes to the Sonic franchise besides characters that add nothing to its story. Ricardo, I hope that food is good. It was good, thank you.
What do you mean nothing that adds to its story? Each character has their own self-contained story, and they all come together at the. I don't even know what like what. The Sonic story has their own self-contained thing about them trying to get to Eggman. That's fine. So the Shadow story is about Shadow trying to find out who he is. Rouge is there for treasure or something, and Omega wants to kill Eggman. Team Rose is looking for Sonic. Big is looking for Froggy, and Cheese is looking for Chicola. And Team Chaotix, they want Ren, and they're trying to find out the mystery of like this the fucking Eggman on the radio. Like, what do you mean? And if we're talking about what it contributes to the fucking franchise, it contributes. It's contributed in ways you probably don't even realize. You know how every fucking Sonic game since has split the characters up into teams or types, where it's like speed type, power type, fly type, like the technique shit. That all stemmed from Heroes. A stage I would argue they use just as much as Green Hill, Seaside Hill, stemmed from Heroes. If we're talking about impact on the franchise, Heroes aesthetics and the way it sets up the characters has had a huge impact on the franchise. You just simply can't deny that.
Alrighty. Next up, we got a $10 donation from Niku Zita. Personally, Heroes helps them stick out better. CGI and Shadow makes them look perfect, but SA2 is better at being dynamic. But if we're talking about presentation-wise as a whole, then Unleash wins all. Alright, thank you so much. And then Niku Zita donated again with $5 saying, Ricardo, enjoy the food. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids. I got a big cup of water right here. All right, next is Nim Knox, $2. Sonic Heroes has no Chow Garden. Bad game, 0 out of 10. What do you? Okay. Well,
remember, guys, Mark's argument against the Chow Garden was he doesn't like the main game, therefore the entirety of the Chow Garden doesn't matter.
Of course, because that's how you upgrade it. Yeah, I'll just like keep racing my level 0 chows. No, you have to go to the fucking main stage to get shit.
That says nothing about the complexity and the actual contributions of the Chow Garden.
This is the debate about fucking why I think it's the better game than Sonic Adventure 2. Of course, if I don't think the main game is fun, I'm not going to think the Chow Garden is fun. What do you want to buy? I'm not trying to objectively say why Heroes is better. I'm trying to say why you like it more.
So many people love Chow. So many people love the Chow
Garden.
I
don't care how many people fucking love the Chow.
People are constantly clamoring for the Chow Garden's return, and
I like the Chow. I don't like the Chow Garden.
People like the Chow, and they like the Chow Garden. Don't pretend otherwise. And it was perfected in Sonic Adventure 2. Ditched for no reason in Heroes. Explain why there's no Chow Garden in Heroes.
Because you say for no reason as if I'm not going to fucking counter that. Takashi Iizuka, our Lord and Savior, says that the reason the Chow Gardens weren't in Heroes is because they didn't want to take time away from the main game. They wanted to keep up the pace because Sonic Adventure 2 has a fucking terrible pace. Also, while you're reading out these donations, I'm going to the bathroom.
All right, Jabal Rump, what would be your best Sonic game if you were to debate it? Because nobody can win this debate. Um, I'm pretty sure Mark would argue this game, CyberShell. If like, what do you think is the best Sonic game? Like
Sonic
out
game
there?
ever is probably 3 and Knuckles, but 3D, I don't know. I guess Adventure 2.
All right, so there's answer for that. And the Jolly Party of Animal Crossing. Thank you for the $5. I don't know if this. Sorry, I believe there's a spelling error there. Been asked yet? I think you meant has. Okay, sorry. Has been asked yet, but discuss which game has better music. We are going to be getting to that. In fact, that was the last donation so far, and that is our next topic. Is music. This should be a smaller part of the debate, but yes, this is the next topic. So without any further ado, let's not waste any more time as we've been going for a
Luckily,
while.
this is another case where me and Mark aren't fully going to be disagreeing, because I do think, like almost every Sonic game, Heroes does have good music. It does have very good music, but particularly it has good music in the stages, whereas I feel like almost all the vocal themes in that are seriously lacking, at least especially compared to Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 has so many iconic tracks, vocal tracks specifically I'm referring to, that Heroes can't even compare with, not even close. But Heroes does have really good stage music, although sometimes, occasionally, every now and then, you'll get a level like Bingo Highway, which is very grating and gets on your nerves because all the levels last way longer than they should because of repeating set pieces and unnecessary padding and boring combat.
Did you just say Bingo Highway music was bad?
It's grating. It gets grating after 10 minutes.
Okay, Sonic Heroes. Every single stage theme is memorable. There's not a single stage theme in that game that I would call unmemorable. Sonic Adventure 2 has very good music. I will not disagree there. I like a lot of the songs, but Sonic Adventure 2 has way more music that's just like completely fucking forgettable. And I think that gives Heroes the slight like fucking like Iron Gate. Who remembers? No one out there can tell me they remember how Iron Gate goes.
Well, there are only 14 levels in Sonic Heroes, so they had more time for each track.
CyberShell, do you know how Iron Gate goes? Do you know how Iron Gate goes?
Let me explicitly.
Do you know how Iron Gate goes, CyberShell? Sing me Iron Gate.
I'm not gonna fucking sing it to you, okay?
Sing me Iron Gate. You don't remember it.
Here's the thing. The games both have great levels with great tracks. I really feel like if you want to argue against that, you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
The reason that SA2 is better is because every vocal track is better than the equivalent from Heroes. Sonic Heroes as a main theme is not that good, and What I'm Made Of is so much worse than Live and Learn as a finale track. It's like they're not even in the same fucking ballpark, dude. Like, I will say one of the only ones I'll give you is maybe This Machine is better than Throw It All Away, but
it is
supporting me, the BioLizard song, head and shoulders above anything from fucking Heroes. And it's the reason they brought it back. And Green Forest or White Jungle, they brought both of those tracks back for Shadows DLC. Think about that, 2 Sonic Adventure tracks.
Yeah, because that's the game he originated from. There is no like standalone Shadow the Hedgehog. There is no standalone Shadow the Hedgehog.
Better too than Shadow the Hedgehog.
There is no standalone Shadow the Hedgehog song in Sonic Heroes. What is your point here? That they brought Sonic Adventure 2 tracks back for Forces? What?
They didn't bring back This Machine.
That's not a Shadow song. That's a Team Dark song. They specifically mentioned Rouge and Omega in that. Like, what do you want about?
Well, the stages in fucking the Shadow DLC, he was with Rouge and Omega, so there would be no
he wasn't. Omega was dead, possessed by Infinite.
Yeah, he was a fucking illusion, but he was still talking to Rouge and Omega. So,
but there's no establishment for who Rouge and Omega are in that DLC.
I'm not gonna get hung up on the fact that Forces brought it back. It's not even that big a deal.
Yeah, why'd you bring it up, idiot?
Because it's just a fact. It's more iconic.
It is a fact. I'll give you that. It is a fact. It is a fact that they did indeed bring them back. I agree, CyberShell. Glad we can agree.
And because they're more iconic. And let's talk about other iconic songs. Every single Knuckles drive. So SA2 wins alone from Pumpkin Hill. I mean, gloves off. It's over automatically. We got the fucking Knuckles raps, dude. What do you have? Nothing.
I have every single stage theme being memorable.
Nothing in that game is as memorable as Escape from the City.
Escape from the City. I prefer the Generations version.
Well, it's the most memorable. It's the most iconic Sonic song. I'll say that. Maybe more Green Hill Zone. With lyrics. I guess Green Hill Zone you can make an argument.
But Cybershell, your entire point here is like, well, I think this song is better than Heroes. I'm saying that Heroes has the more consistently good overall soundtrack.
I disagree. I find the stages from like, White Jungle and Green Forest, those are just so much more banging. They really get you in the zone. Like you're like escaping from an exploding island. Like, again, it's just another place. The story, the music, it all comes together to reinforce itself, where it's all greater than the sum of its parts. Whereas Heroes is constantly less than the sum of its parts. It's always disconnected bullshit.
What do you mean it's disconnected? Can you go further on that, please?
I mean, none of the things like the music doesn't like reinforce the story. The story doesn't reinforce the gameplay. None of the moves in the game tie into each other. You can't chain them together. They all bring you to a screeching halt.
I don't know what how you led into this point. I thought we were talking about the music. What?
It's all connected. I specifically said the music is connected to the story in Sonic Adventure 2, which is.
But I would argue that in Heroes, the music is completely connected to the level theme. Heroes is clearly trying more about theming for levels.
And all about the environment. It's all about the stages. The stages look cool and there's good music, but there's nothing that doesn't like.
And the music fits the environment.
Cutscene music, yeah, it's a little loud, but I actually like that it's so loud. The cutscene before Sonic and Shadow start fighting was got that droning music in the background as it slowly kicks up, and then as the fight actually started to get that final song between Sonic and Shadow at the end of SA2 Hero and Dark Story, like that is such a great moment, and it's not all thanks to the music, but so much of it comes down to the music where it's really elevating everything. And there's all that fucking Chow music. Great.
I would agree. Chow has pretty good music. No, again, this is like one thing where it completely comes down to personal preference of like, oh, well, I just like this more. I think I like Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack a lot. I'm not bitching about it. I really, really love a lot of the songs. I love fucking Eternal Engine. I love the Knuckles raps. Yeah. I love like all that's great. I just think overall, I remember every single theme from Sonic Heroes. I don't remember a lot of the themes from Sonic Adventure 2, but I do like most of them.
Yeah, this is a similar situation where it's like one of the only times where I'm like, yeah, rather than just shitting on Heroes, I'm actually like pointing at SA2 and being like, look how good this is. Yeah, because I agree. I don't hate the OST to Heroes at all. I think it's good. I feel like the tracks on the stages are about even, and then SA2 just wins because there's so many memorable vocal tracks, so many bangers. Live and Learn, Escape from the City, fucking all of the Knuckles raps. I just don't care for the vocal tracks. So I don't even think they're bad. I just don't care for the Sonic Heroes is not that good of a song.
You mean vocal tracks that you don't even fucking like hear the full versions of in the game? They're just like playing over cutscenes. What?
Yeah.
I don't agree there at all. I don't think that I don't think hearing what is Knuckles? I don't think Unknown from ME playing over Knuckles and Rouge fighting for the Master Emerald of Eggman, playing over that cutscene reinforces anything. It's clear that they just made the song and they had nowhere to put it.
That were recycled from SA1. Okay, like I'm not talking about Unknown from ME or the.
It's a different version. It's not recycled. It's a new version.
Yes. Okay, you're right. Exactly. I was gonna say the Sonic remix. His theme is. I actually like the SA2 version, but I mean, I wasn't even really thinking about those. I was just talking about the unique, like it's a remix. It's like a different version of an existing song. I would consider those SA1 songs mostly. Like, yeah, it's nice that they're there because they make you think of the character and it's their theme or whatever.
Well, whatever vocal tracks are you talking? The only other one that isn't from SA1 is the Team Dark ones or Live and Learn.
All of the Knuckles raps. There's Escape from the City.
Oh, you mean level vocal stuff, which is very inconsistent. That like some levels have vocal themes and some levels don't. What's going on there?
When the characters aren't blabbering the entire time, you have room to have vocals in the character.
But why don't they do it? Why is it so inconsistent though? Why is it just for some? Why doesn't every Sonic theme have?
It's because it's on purpose. It's not like they wanted to have character themes with vocals in every track. Knuckles is like he's got the rap theme, so he's got the vocal tracks, and then Rouge is like the R&B style or whatever. I'm really bad at explaining music. I don't know anything about music. So like Mark said, this really does come down to like, well, I like this one more, and he's gonna be like, well, I like that one more. So it's another one where the audience, I feel like, come on, as far as iconography goes, City Escape is you don't have
something being more iconic doesn't make it better.
I don't think it's the best Sonic song, but I think most like casual people, like they've at least because Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is a very popular game. A lot of people played the first level of that. I feel like it's a very You know, it's memorable. The whole thing. And again, that's another case of the music working with the level. Just the song, like, is like whatever. But then you do it, it's like it starts right when Sonic hits the fucking ground. He starts skating down the street. It all like ties in so well.
I don't
Again,
think
that's what I mean about the music. Like,
I don't think a song being more iconic would equate to it being better in any way. I don't think that's.
I think they're more iconic because they're better. But that's
no, I think like you said, they're more iconic because Sonic Adventure 2 was the more popular game, so of course more people are gonna know of those songs. Sorry?
It's a more popular game because it was better.
It was more popular because it was the first Sonic game to be on a Nintendo console, actually.
Let's talk about this. Okay, so Sonic Adventure 2 is better, and it sold more copies, and is more well-known than Sonic Heroes, despite the fact Sonic Heroes was the first game to debut on the GameCube, and the PS2, and the Xbox, and the PC, but it still didn't reach as many people as SA2B.
How many people bought Sonic Adventure 2 Battle?
I just checked before this. It's like 3.5 million for SA2 and like 2.5 for Sonic Heroes, all versions combined. Again,
I remember hearing. I don't think was it 2.5 million for Sonic Heroes. I thought it was 4 million.
I am under the impression that Sonic Heroes sold worse than SA2. I can't fully back that up right now because I didn't save the thing I was looking at, and I also never even know if those like VG chart style sites are even accurate.
I get you. Let me look.
I'm under the impression that SA2 sold more. I'm not 100% on that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I have no clue. I remember hearing once it was what I'm getting here whenever I just first look it up is like 3.5 million.
All right. Well,
but yeah, it's such my main point there being it doesn't matter how many things a game sells. That doesn't make it better. It just doesn't
matter. I just want
we will.
With quality.
This is a cool topic, but I feel like we're veering a little too far away from the main subject. And I think that music is very subjective, and
I almost forgot SA2 has Eggman, the song, which is
also I want to see that said that Nintendo in the chat said you don't hear the full versions of the Heroes themes either. Yes, you fucking do. You hear them in the credits. What do you want about? That's just such like a stop embarrassing yourself, Nick. Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
gameplay. Have that one.
We've received a few donations since we're going to wrap this subject up and get into the final part, the final topic before the closing statements, and then you guys can decide through a straw poll who wins.
Wait, before you said that, Ricardo, please. Nick, you said Steam goes for SA2. That is not fucking true. And the credits to the Team Sonic they play, it doesn't matter. And then like you don't hear they don't play fucking Knuckles full theme. They don't play Teal's full theme. What do you want about Nick? Just please stop commenting. You're embarrassing yourself.
I don't hear that they don't play those full themes because, as I mentioned, they're just not recycled from SA1, but they're brought back and given remixes. They're only supposed to be there to evoke. Oh, it's that character. You're not supposed to sit there like, oh wow, this is a brand new song that I want to listen to the whole thing. Like, you don't need to hear the whole song for the whole song to be good and matter. You know what I mean? You can still hear it on a fucking soundtrack if you care that much.
All right.
Okay.
We got 2 donations in the time, so let me read those off real quick. Jocks, I hope I said that right, donated $4.99. He said, because it had to be groups of 3, the Chaotix lost Mighty. Yes. In the transition to 3D, and that can't be forgiven from Heroes.
You can't fault Heroes.
I'll let Mark get on this too. But I just want to say, as far as lasting contributions to the franchise, so yes, I actually appreciate that they brought back the Chaotix.
I thought this was the final point, though. I thought Impact is the final topic.
Yeah, we'll get to there, CYBERSHELL. Just hold on a little bit. We have like one more donation. Stormfrost donated an extremely generous $20 and said, "Which game has the better fan base?" So, who's better, SA2 fans or Sonic Heroes fans? Like, who are Chads?
I think Sonic Heroes fans are Chads because they're not afraid to have the unpopular opinion.
Yeah, I feel like Sonic Adventure 2 fans are chill because we're not constantly defensive about our shitty game.
Yes, you are. Remember the Pro Jard video? How many likes to dislikes does that have, CYBERSHELL? How defensive were they?
It's just factual knowledge. People didn't like the
video.
So
they got defensive about it. So they got defensive.
Like that video. There's a completely neutral observer who went in and decided that his arguments were bad.
You idiot. You walked right into that. You shouldn't have even opened your mouth. What the fuck?
Anyways.
Sonic
that
fan base,
that was
I never
the
hear people bitching about SA2, whereas I constantly hear. I mean, well, here's the problem. I don't interact with Sonic Heroes fans because they're all so much younger than me.
that was the last donation. So with that, we are heading into the final, but kind of the most important topic, the
Yeah.
final one before we talk about the before Cybershell and Mark give their closing statements. It is lasting impact on the franchise. Which game impacted it for better, for worse? The legacy that it's left behind, all of that stuff. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into it. The lasting impact of Sonic Heroes and Sonic Adventure 2. Let's go ahead.
You can go first, Mark. You already answered this a little earlier, so I'll just let you finish what you're saying.
Sonic Heroes has had a much greater impact overall, and it's not a debate about how more I'm already seeing people in the chat going like, oh SA2 is more iconic. That's not what we're arguing here. We're arguing which one has had the most influence on the franchise, and I definitely think Sonic Heroes has had a much a bit bigger influence. Again, with like level themes. How many times did you see Seaside Hill being revisited other than Generations? Like never, or any SA2 theme for that matter. How many times do you see Seaside Hill being reused, or Casino fucking Park, or Bingo Highway? Like all three Sonic racing games have had 2 locations from Heroes, 0 from SA2. The influence is carried over to even last year with Team Sonic Racing, and not to mention it introduced the team gimmick of the Sonic characters being classified by types: speed, fly, and power, which is something that carried over into Sonic Riders and the racing games. Like Sonic Heroes, without a doubt, has had much bigger impact. And if CyberShell wants to go like, but Shadow, that's had a big impact on the franchise. Well, actually, according to you, I think Sonic Heroes is actually the game that brought back Shadow the Hedgehog. SA2 killed him off. So I think Sonic Adventure 2 has had a well less of an impact on the franchise.
Okay, well, I'm going to disagree with you, believe it or not. Oh, yeah, I actually appreciate that argument at the end because you knew what I was going to say, but just for the record, creating Shadow the Hedgehog, you get all the credit for that, SA2, and every time Shadow's ever appeared, that's directly influenced from SA2. Bringing him back, that's all Sonic Heroes did. Was it brought back the Chaotix, which was great, except they killed off Mighty because of the stupid, dumb 3-person team gimmick, and now we never get to have modern Mighty because of this one game.
He was in the Archie comics.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but I mean in the games, you're right. That's why I was so attached to him, was because of the Chaotix, to me, in the comics, was seriously set up as those 4+ Knuckles. And I understand Knuckles not being part of it, that's fine, but it was really sad for me to see Mighty Fish. But I was happy to see Chaotix brought back, so honestly, I do appreciate that from Heroes. Heroes also, quote-unquote, introduced Cream, except not really, because she was first introduced in Advance 2. Maybe she was created to be in Heroes, but she first debuted in Advance 2. There are only 2, to my knowledge, only 2 characters that Heroes brought to the table. Omega, who's good, and Chocola, the fucking brother Chow or whatever. Like, that's the only other.
Are you
new
saying
character.
You don't like Chocola?
I'm saying he's neutral. I'm saying he's not. I'm not shitting on Chocola here. I like Chow as much as the next guy, which is more than LS Mark, he can't even appreciate the system just because he doesn't like the game, even though, it doesn't technically make the Chow Garden bad just because you don't like the main game. But the point I'm trying to make is, SA2, not only did it bring us Shadow, it brought us Rouge. It brought us Shadow and Rouge. That's 2/3 of Team Dark, whereas Sonic Heroes just brought us 1/3 of Team Dark. Therefore, Sonic Adventure 2 has more impact.
How much are they used?
But anyways, that was just my Shadow rant. I have a bunch of other stuff. SA2 brought a lot of stuff to the table. SA2 brought grinding to the table. Again, you can say, oh, they did it better in Heroes, which I would disagree with. But you could say that. But the point is, they brought it to the table. It was every time you see grinding in a Sonic game, that's all because of soap shoes, baby. Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure 2 is a shill. Imagine fucking taking sponsorships and dropping it into your product just for money.
Of the soap shoes. I as a kid, I didn't even know soap shoes were a real thing until they were out of business. So yeah, you're right in the sense it is an advertisement, but it was a cool advertisement.
It's like if Sonic drunk a Coke in Sonic Heroes and you're like, well, it brought Coke to the table. Like, what?
No, not really, because the shoes add a new gameplay element.
I know.
I feel like it's perfectly good. Yeah, I know, it's fine. But whatever. Okay.
Sonic
so
Free Riders had soda cans.
talk about all these stages being brought back in racing games, like sure, and they're better in the racing games
Sonic
than they are in the
Dash.
main series. But the point is, I will agree with you. It's just because the levels have good theming, but like that's not like actual influence of the series. You keep bringing up this stupid team mechanic that's never shown up in a main series game. Like only what Rivals? Nobody fucking cares about Rivals, dude.
And
Team
Riders.
Sonic Racing. Riders, yeah, whatever. The point is, it's all spin-offs, and Team Sonic Racing tried to bring back the team thing for the first time, and you know how that game did? Very badly.
It wasn't because of the team gimmick, though.
Yes, it was 100% the team thing. Everyone saw, Team Sonic Racing. I'm not buying that. I don't want to race in a team. It's definitely no other factors that caused that game to do well. Honestly, you're right. It isn't just that, but honestly, I genuinely, at the bottom of my heart, I don't like team racing. I don't think it makes any sense. But that's more of a problem with the game than like Heroes, to be honest. So I should probably get off this. Think about all the other characters SA2 gave us. Timeless characters. You got the president. You got the president's secretary. You got those fucking Muslim guys who were watching Eggman's announcement in the arc crash to the earth. You got all these people. What happened to the humans in Heroes? They're gone, but they're not really gone because like you can't just they're back in shadow. You know what I mean? So it's not like Heroes got rid of them for a reason. Like it was like we're gonna cut the humans out of Sonic.
But what influence did they have on the franchise? I've never seen Muslim guy from Sonic Adventure 2 show up again, even though he deserves to, but he just hasn't.
One of the most popular characters in the Archie comic, probably.
They brought him back for AEW. Yeah, he started the fucking.
Once again, I have to caution this. You can't just trust a game journalist. Let me make that perfectly clear. Don't trust game journalists. But when SA2 was released, it received quite high reviews. Like it's like an 89 on Metacritic for the Dreamcast release. And then Sonic Heroes came out. That was like the first Sonic game that came out. It was like, it's okay. It got like
that's not true.
Reviews.
Sonic 3D Blast. What do you want to buy it?
I mean, the first that counts as a spin-off in my mind. No, like nobody. That's not like the main series. I'm talking about main series Sonic games, like a Sonic Team Sonic game. You know what I mean? Like that was the first one where I was like, it wasn't like bad, like the way Shadow the Hedgehog and 06 were bad, but it was like it was the start of the decline. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm not saying it's on that level, but come on. And yeah, the president comes back in Shadow. That's right, Nintendo. See,
but I would argue that like I would give Shadow more props for the president because he was improved upon in there with his excellent photograph of Sonic and Shadow on his desk.
Things are improved upon in later entries. We're talking about the lasting impact of the franchise. That goes back to the first entry with the president, aka one of the greatest characters in Sonic the Hedgehog history, undisputable. And to me, as far as the lasting impact, I just feel like Sonic Adventure 2 is such a important and like impactful game because it was the last Sega game. It was the last fucking game on a Sega console. It was clearly, and they knew it too, because they knew the Dreamcast was like doing shitty when they were making this game. So they knew Sonic Team really put it in like all their effort. Like this is like their last hurrah as like the big boys. And then they were like, okay, after this, now we're time to make toddler games for everybody that can go on every system, you know, like whatever.
All right.
Also, like I said earlier, just to reiterate this point, a huge amount of people entered the series with SA2 Battle. It's like an entry point for almost all of the like Nintendo era, later era fans.
I would argue that Heroes did the same thing for PlayStation and Xbox fans.
Yeah, but if you played it on PS2, you had a bad time because it was a shitty port.
I played it on PS2 first, and I love the game.
Well, everybody likes games they play when they're little kids.
Like Sonic Adventure 2.
All right.
Exactly. I mean, that's literally it, dude. I played this game, Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid, and he played fucking Heroes as a kid. So whatever. We both have it like stuck in our minds as like this perfect version. Well, that's just a weird thing that like happens. Like I'm just like I'm used to avoiding the jank in SA2 and SA1, and like I'm not used to it in Hero. So like I just like I encounter the jank. You just like subconsciously know how to avoid it, and not like it's like we have the opposite problem. You know what I mean? Like so that's why I'm like, oh, I had way more glitches and bad camera shit. You have way more bad.
But that's the thing with me that I think is strange. I grew up with Heroes, but I also grew up with Sonic Adventure 2. I got it when I was like 8 or 9, and I loved it. I thought it was the greatest game ever whenever I first played it. But then I remember I borrowed off a friend and I beat it and I loved it. But then I got it like a year later for my birthday because I loved it so much, and I went back to playing it and I was like, fuck, I don't know what it is, but this is shit. I don't know. Like it's weird. I don't know why or what happened. It's just weird.
Mark's main argument with SA2, his main argument is that the treasure hunting stages are bad and the mech stages are bad. He'll say
That's
like
2/3
Sonic
of the
levels.
game. That's and I think half the shadow stages are bad. That's over 2/3 of the game.
I disagree with that, but honestly, I was to say, like, even if like you do think the Sonic stages are good, then you're at least admitting that there are good stages in the game, and like you have a good time and you have fun, and there's nothing slowing you down, and there's nothing weird getting in your way when you're playing as like a Sonic in a Sonic stage. Whereas I never felt like I could just play the game with Heroes. Like every stage was like a struggle.
I would just disagree because I think I can flow through it well. I think a lot of people can understand the appeal of refining your use of the characters to understand their moves and understand how to properly utilize them to get to the end as fast as you can, which isn't that what really all Sonic games are meant to do?
Well, not the Chaotix characters, I'll tell you that much for sure. It's definitely not all about getting to the end as fast as possible with those lads. So I don't see why, like, again, I just personally feel like anything the Chaotix has is worse than any of the treasure hunting shit. Like it's literally Shadow the Hedgehog style, like kill every enemy in the level bullshit. It's not all of them.
No,
Some
that's
of them
not every level,
some of
because
them
the
actually are at the end
Chaotix
of the level,
the Chaotix
which is
have like
weird.
the Chaotix have like 3 levels that are just get to the end of the level. That's like a quarter of
Yeah,
them right
exactly.
there.
So what's the point of even having missions if they didn't even bother making missions for some of the levels? It's a very lazy game design. Like the whole point of the Chaotix ostensibly was to have different kinds of missions, which I didn't like in the first place. But they couldn't even do that for all the levels, which is embarrassing and bad.
I disagree.
I disagree with you disagreeing with that.
I disagree.
Well, I agree with myself. That's all that matters.
Well, it looks like we're getting into more broad territory, and it's definitely time for that, as I believe we should start moving on to our final statement from each of you guys before we move on to the poll where the audience will decide who wins.
I wonder who that is.
So here is
everyone voting on the poll, completely forget which game you like more, and then judge us only on our argumentative showing, I guess.
We had one donation from
sorry, can I just say before you read this, I see someone in the chat, the Violent Skull has been getting upset like about us arguing with each other. I just want to like tell you right now, if anyone's getting upset and don't understand what's going on, don't worry, me and CYBERSHELL are not going to divorce. It's alright, we're just joking.
This is honestly fun. Like, I love yelling at Mark. It's a good time. Like,
this is what we do in private calls. This is just like it's live now.
All right, so
because this is our own most like heated disagreement. Like, we have little disagreements over like some other minor things, but like, you know, this is like we just fundamentally have the exact opposite view, and it's like I am just struggling to like, you know, I just want him to understand where I'm coming from. I don't want him to not like Sonic Heroes. You know what I mean?
And I want him to not like Sonic
Thank you so
Adventure
much,
2.
Demigod Studios, for the $4.99.
Oh yeah, sorry. Read the donations. I'm sorry.
1 second. Let me get this real quick. Thank you, Mew Ichgo, for the $5. They say SA2 over because Heroes doesn't have a Chow Garden.
See, you don't have to like the Chows or even the game, but you can't even deny lots of people like the Chow Garden, so it was silly to remove it. They didn't even have to do anything. You could have just basically copied and pasted a bunch of bullshit from SA2 code and just put it directly into the fucking hero.
I agree that it probably should have been there just for Sonic fans, but at the same time, I don't know how it would have fit in the way that game is structured. I feel like it would be weird because it's not an adventure game. It's a lot faster paced. Like adventure, no matter what you say about it, it's slower in terms of its pacing, which gives you time to like take a break and go to the Chow Garden for a bit. I don't think it would have worked well. I think it would have been a real pace breaker in a game like Heroes. I think it should have been there, but it's not something where I'm like, oh yeah, I can't play the game now. There's no fucking Chow Garden. Like it was so obvious. It was so set up. Like I don't know.
Right.
Like a deal breaker to me either. You know, it just felt like, you know, for other people. There are other people. I mean, I think I have a reputation as caring about Chow more than I actually do, just because I made a whole video about it. But like as a kid, I really was like, you know, whatever. This takes too much goddamn time. But yeah, I just feel like aesthetically and everything. I don't know. I guess we're on the same page here.
All right. So that was the last donation that we've received so far. So with that, I think it is time for us to move on to our closing statements. Since CYBERSHELL got first crack at things in his opening statement, we're going to give Mark the floor for his final 2 minutes, a closing statement on why he thinks that Sonic Heroes is better than Sonic Adventure 2. Without any further ado, let's get started in 3, 2, 1.
I think
Oh,
Sonic.
wait, sorry, wait 1 second, I'm so sorry. Maddie Taps with the $5 donation. Who had a better soundtrack, Sonic Adventure 2? I rest my non-existent case. We just finished discussing soundtrack, so this will be uploaded to the Jeffrey6 YouTube channel. You'll be able to go back and hear everybody's thoughts. And also Angel with a $5 donation says, big fan of both CYBERSHELL and LS Mark. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. But with that, let's go ahead and get Mark his closing statement starting in 3, 2, 1. Go.
What I love most about Heroes is that it just completely cuts through the bullshit. I like just opening up Heroes and playing it. It's a game like Sonic 2 where I can just play it from start to finish. There's no time where I'm like, oh, it's this level, I'm just going to stop playing. It's just a classic Sonic action where it's just go from point A to point B, try to get there as fast as possible while getting as much points as possible. And I think it's fun. It's just consistently good is the word I would use to describe Heroes. There's never a point like where I get to fucking Aquatic Mine or Mad Space where I'm like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. Sonic Adventure 2 is just constantly like shifting the pace to where it's like, oh, this part's good. Oh no, it's bad again. Because and if it were structured in a more solid way where it was like Tails, Knuckles, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Sonic, I don't think I would have as much of an issue with that, but it gets to a point where they clump in like 3 Sonic levels at once, and then a part of me is like, oh shit, like this is really good because I'm getting a bunch of good levels, but my next thought is, oh fuck, I have to play like 5 Tails and Knuckles things before I get to see Sonic again. I much rather the adventure approach of letting you pick the person, the character, you know you're going to get to play as that character through the rest of the adventure. I think Sonic Heroes accomplishes that a lot more in that you can just play it from start to finish without any disruption with gameplay styles you don't like. If you like the way the game controls and you like the way it plays, you're not going to have any disruptions of that, and that's why I think it's a lot more consistently solid game. It's a lot more refined. And Sonic Adventure 2 is
All
bad.
right. All right, you have 12 seconds, so we're just going to let that run out. So I guess I'll just say, CYBERSHELL, your time is about to come up for your 2 minutes about why SA2 is the superior game to Heroes, and we'll be starting that in 3, 2, 1, start.
Well, I just feel like it's, kind of self-evident that Sonic Adventure 2 is a better game. Like he says it's less focused, but its focus is on different things. Like when you play a speed stage in Sonic Adventure 2, you just play it. It's unencumbered. There's no stopping for a bunch of unnecessary, boring combat that the entire game is padded with. The stages don't go on for like 8 to 10 minutes or whatever. And, occasionally you'll see something reused, but, rarely is it like back to back, like stage themes or whatever. I feel like a lot of what Mark has been saying has been obfuscating some very key fundamental design problems with the original game. He said, I want to play Sonic Heroes start to finish, no bullshit. Well, start to finish, he doesn't mean the whole game. He means 1/4 of the game. He's not playing start to finish all 4 stories. And if he said no bullshit, I mean, what is he talking about? There's fucking chaotics. It's not start to finish. There's fundamental problems with like collecting shit in the mission-based structure. I mean, he clearly finds this like very upsetting to hear, but I just truly feel like Sonic Heroes is a lot like Shadow the Hedgehog. They both have way slippery controls with bad acceleration compared to the adventure games. They both have make you play through the game way more times than you should. They both have a bare bones multiplayer mode with like metallic skins instead of cool downloadable costumes like you get on SA2. And honestly, I mean, it's just the mission-based bullshit. It's clearly that Shadow the Hedgehog was an extension of all the bad choices made in Heroes. I'm not saying Heroes is as bad as Shadow, but like everything bad about Shadow started in Heroes. And everything good about the adventure game was like, really peaked in SA2. The story was at its peak. The music was at its peak. Everything, like, again, you can prefer the music in Heroes. And I think Heroes has great music too, but you just can't beat fucking Live and Learn. Live and Learn, Knuckles raps, it's iconic. I don't think the combat focus was good. I don't think beating the game 4 times, which is necessary just to fucking beat the final boss, was good. And I don't think you can just excuse it by saying, "Oh, I like playing the game." Like that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're playing the exact same stages more or less. A little bit of extra padding with like enemies. That's all.
Couldn't even get in his time. Just had to try so hard to fucking
Talking more,
course correct.
more facts.
All right, there you have it. Those were the closing statements. Now stand by, as we will soon be posting the straw poll in the chat, where you get to decide who the winner.
Wait! Before you post the straw poll, I got one more thing to ask, and if he does this, I will gladly let you all vote for CYBERSHELL. CYBERSHELL, sing me Iron Gate.
Iron Gate.
He can't do it.
It's
too forgettable. The music's too forgettable for him to even sing Iron Gate.
Sing me Bingo Highway.
It's like that.
No, it isn't. That wasn't even close. That
yes,
is
it was.
Everyone Bingo Highway and listen how fucking jank that was.
I honestly don't know. That is how it goes.
Look, your game doesn't have the Chow Garden. You lose. Bye-bye.
Your game has the Chai Garden. You lose.
Copy link. All right, here we will be posting it in here right now. You can click on that. Hopefully that is the correct poll for you guys to go vote on.
Remember that if you want to vote for Sonic Heroes, you have to buy a plushie. Your vote doesn't count unless you buy a plushie.
No, if you have to vote for SA2, you also have to buy a plushie. Guys, 1 hour left.
Right, so... Oh wow, a lot of votes have been entered. Over 100
what are they
votes.
For?
Currently, it's a majority Sonic Adventure 2 with 120 votes, with Sonic Heroes receiving 36.
Now that I've actually unequivocally won, I'll admit Mark did a better job than I thought he would. Just getting me flustered and like getting me distracted from my good points about having to beat the game 4 fucking times. It's unforgivable and unexcusable.
Why did he have the emerald, CYBERSHELL? Why did he have the emerald?
Because they were best friends.
Yeah, looks like CYBERSHELL has completely pulled away with it. With 105 votes.
Probably would have been like the exact same results.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark isn't making up any ground currently with 55 votes, and CYBERSHELL's near 200 votes. It's clear that CYBERSHELL has won over the majority here, the viewers. And while it might not be factual, while it might not be clear and cut, as of right now in the Jeffrey 6 canon, Sonic Adventure 2 is currently the better game over Sonic Heroes. Congratulations, CYBERSHELL, you have won.
This was all an elaborate effort to bait Splash Dash into making like a 4-hour Sonic Heroes video, just like defending it that I can really tear apart.
Get it out at some point. Whatever.
All
the election was rigged. I get it.
I
have my botnet currently spamming the poll as we speak.
CYBERSHELL assassinated the people who were about to vote for Sonic Heroes, so there'd be less people.
You made some pretty good points that I wasn't expecting, like how they keep bringing back the hero stages in racing games, which again I agree with you. Just because the stages themselves are really like good designs, but that's not really like that doesn't really speak to the quality of the entire game.
Well, it wasn't about quality; it was about impact on the franchise.
But like a level showing up, like does that really mean an impact on the franchise? It's more like just like we need a level. I feel like a lot of precedents were set in SA2. A lot of people got their
precedents that they never.
Like
no, I'm not talking about impact in the fan base. I'm talking about impact in the franchise. The precedent.
You barely see. You don't see Rocket Excel. You don't see any of this team bullshit in any other Sonic game. Main series game. I mean, I know there's Team Sonic Racing.
This is great.
But anything I can say, like I can't even say Spin Dash in SA2 because SA2 didn't even invent the Spin Dash. How many times do you see fucking the magic hands come back? How many times do you see the flame ring come back, CYBERSHELL?
Okay, well, if we're talking about things that get perfected, because you were trying to use that argument, and if we're going to allow it, I feel like you're going to disagree with this, but I feel like the Lightspeed dash is a lot better in SA2 than it was in 1. Having to charge for it was dumb. And even if you personally say you have all this trouble getting to do the fucking Lightspeed dash, I really didn't. Like, worst case scenario, what, I accidentally roll and then I don't even die? Or it's not like I'm accidentally rocket
But
excelling
for me,
off
it's the
edge or
same
anything.
thing in Sonic Heroes. I never have an impact. Or I never have an issue with it.
I do think the spin dash is worse in SA2 than SA1. Like, yeah, but I don't think it's that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to stop to use it, but that's normal. That's like what it should be like.
No, I don't like that you have to stop to use it. I just don't like that you have to hold the button in for a couple seconds, for like a second for it to
Yeah,
activate.
I mean, again, now that I'll be more willing to show my cards. I agree with you that the roll, like the somersault, is just a dumb move. It did not need to be.
He could have just been able to spin dash onto the things.
Just done it with the spin dash. Anything, yeah, exactly, that you needed to do with the roll, you could have just done with the spin dash. So I agree with you there. Not really. Like, I understand sort of where they're coming from, because they wanted to have it for the boxes. You wanted to be able to break the steel boxes once you get the flame bracelet. Yeah, that's another thing SA2 has, is you can get all these cool optional upgrades, which, yes, a lot of them are dumb, but nobody gets the sunglasses for Knuckles to, like, use them. They get it to look swag, and you get swag sunglasses for Knuckles. Think about that.
That's fair. I do like the added appearance. I wish Sonic Unleashed did that. Sonic Unleashed would, whenever you would collect the power up, they'd be presented as these like cool, like, for the Lightspeed dash you come into contact with like these golden like Sonic shoes, or for the stomp you find these like Sonic shoes with like massive cleats in them, but they don't change Sonic's appearance. Like, that annoys me. I wish Sonic games would do that again. I feel like it's a big missed opportunity. Like,
wasn't that in 06, or did they not even show up there too? I thought you can get different chips, but I don't remember if they actually changed your shoe appearance or not. I can't remember.
You can get the gems, and the gems change your shoe appearances. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sad that 06 was the one game where we get like customizable Sonic.
And they give you cool bars.
Yeah, and they don't even drain your bar because they were just that generous.
All right, are we? Do you think we're done here? Like, do you think we've said everything we've needed to say?
I will say, now that the debate is over, I don't think Sonic Adventure 2 is an awful game. I really don't. There are a lot of things I like about Sonic Adventure 2. I like the music a lot. I do like the Sonic stages. To me, this was less of a debate because I knew people because I knew people wouldn't agree anyway. I get that me liking Heroes is a very subjective thing.
I had a bad experience with Heroes because it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be when I was growing up, so I was kind of judging it unfairly. Like, going into it, knowing what it is, it's actually like the average. Like, there are times where it's fine. Like, I don't hate the whole thing, honestly. Like, I was playing it last night, and like there were plenty of times in certain levels I was doing like Team Sonic. I was like, this isn't really that bad. Then it would be like I have to stop and like do a tornado jump on a fucking fan, and then I'd be like holding on to this dumb stage gimmick for like 30 seconds. But like most of the time, it's not that bad. And I will say, if you are level 0, the combat is very boring and spammy. But yeah, if you're max level, you just switch to Knuckles, you can just kill him pretty fast. It's not that bad. I still don't like the combat focus, but you're right. You can get better at it, which I wasn't very good at it as a kid.
Yeah. Mark, when is your next Butch Hartman video, guys? New video tomorrow. Get ready. Yeah, no. We should probably remind the audience one more time. This was not much. This was not very serious for either of us.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot if I said this at the beginning or not, but like this was like we decided we were gonna do this debate like barely any time ago, just like a few days ago. So like I didn't even have time. I should have bought a webcam and gotten like ready and prepared more. But I just played Sonic Heroes and jotted down a few talking points, and I was like, whatever, it's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys,
basically, because this is just like a rehash of a conversation me and Mark have had like off screen, like off stream, you know what I mean? Like we've just like had this exact yelling match argument before, but now we're doing it in public, basically.
Yeah, and I know. I think this was a fun way to do it. Just let the audience see.
Honestly, there's more Sonic Heroes fans out there, and more power to you. Honestly, if you like the game, I agree with you in theory that like the idea, if you like the game, that's awesome because it's one gameplay style. It's the whole thing basically. Like that's a good thing. I agree with you in theory. I don't mind the like climbing parts and the mech parts that much. I just don't understand why you hate them so much, since you don't even hate the like knuckle stages in SA1. And I know you have reasons. You say they're smaller and the radar's less busted, but like fundamentally they're not that different. If you want to say mech gameplay and gamma gameplay is that different, fine. But only real difference is the busted ass radar.
I think Sonic Adventure.
Okay, and then there's some levels. Okay, fine, you're right. There are some levels that aren't that good, like Mad Space. I'll give you that. And then like
Aquatic Mine, more often than not in Aquatic Mine, it's like it's all hidden, and you have to like keep going up and down to change the water levels. I don't like doing that.
Okay. Aquatic Mine is a level I can't really argue with that, just because as a kid I hated Aquatic Mine. Now I know exactly where to go. I immediately go get the air necklace. It's not that bad. I know how to fuck with the switches. But yeah, I can't. That comes from knowing the game. You know what I mean? That's not like I can't expect someone new.
Yeah, and the reason I like Adventure 1's mech stage is better. I think it is simply just because of the limitation of it being. It do have tighter controls, but I also think it's just a byproduct of it being built off of like Sonic levels. So they're a lot more. Right. Again, like they're not like usually hidden in like some weird areas or whatever. Like
it's like an actual Sonic level. Yeah, it's not like a hallway for sure. And Gamma is just cool too. Like you're never like playing as Gamma shooting robots, being like, why am I in a mech? You know what I mean? Like as you are with Tails. Like Eggman in a mech is fine, I think. But yeah, I mean, I agree. The Tails levels aren't as good for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think we should wrap this thing up?
Sure.
I mean, we could literally just bitch about these two games for like 10 hours. So we're at some point you're just gonna have to call it.
Yeah. So
yeah, this stream was meant to be fucking like an hour and a half long. This is 3 hours.
Right. We spent like an hour on gameplay. And we weren't even done with gameplay after an hour. Like I kept going back to it. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I
gameplay kind of ties in everything.
Yeah,
so
I have a lot more of the gameplay that I could bitch about, but it's just there's no point.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you all so much for your very generous donations. It helps us out greatly, especially when we move into the Jeffrey 6 house, where we'll be able to do stuff like this in person. So that'll be really fun. Thank you all so much again. Thank you to CYBERSHELL and Mark for showing up. Thank you, Angel, for the $2. I think Sonic Movie 2 will be good or better.
I think it'll be better if they embrace the Sonic stuff more.
Yeah, same. So yeah, thank you so much for showing up. We plan on doing more stuff like this in the future. We plan on doing more stuff with CYBERSHELL. I think there's so much cool stuff we could do.
We have to figure out some other bullshit we disagree about, because there's like, what else is there, man?
Yeah, this can be like a fucking a monthly thing.
It's fun. Definitely. It's fun debate. And again, I feel bad if there was anyone in the chat like, why are they yelling at each other? they're really mad. Like, no, we're fine. It's fine. We're just it's fun to yell, guys. It's fun to yell at your friends.
Yeah.
It is.
So guys, one more thing before we leave this. Why is it playing Sonic R soundtrack? What the fuck? Okay, guys, before we leave, there's 7 minutes left until the LS Mark plushes are sold out. If we hit 250, they're getting me. So just goodbye.
Goodbye.
If you watch this entire debate, you literally have to buy a plushie.
You heard it here. The winner of the debate says you have to buy one. You kind of do have to now.
I mean, this debate was free entertainment. How dare you?
Yeah, again,
dare you?
This was less of a real debate and more of like, I don't know. I would consider this more of entertainment than a proper thing.
Oh yeah, I really wasn't like, like I'm gonna find the most logical thing and I'm gonna find a Sonic Heroes fan out there and I'm gonna make them stop liking that game and make them like SA2. It's like it really is like when it comes down to taste, like we can make arguments all day, sure, but like there's nothing I can say that'll make you not like Sonic Heroes, and vice versa for
yeah, of course,
me and Adventure 2, which is kind of funny.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, we can end this whenever you guys are ready. Oh yeah, Mark, you're the one streaming.
Oh yeah,
right?
Forgot that. I was waiting on Ricardo.